What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Before I actually get started with this, make sure y'all go ahead and follow what you see right here on the screen. I put it up there. Smash the like, share, subscribe if you are new. Hit the bell to be notified every time I upload. I need to fix that. Uh, new content or go live, which I am right now. I have already shared this on to my Twitter account. I need to share it again. Today is Freestyle Friday, as you already know. At the end of every month, on the last Friday of every month, I let people come up and just speak their mind, whatever it is they want to talk about on the last Friday of every month, as we usually always do. Of course, we didn't. This is really a makeup for last month too, because unfortunately last month we wasn't able to do it because there was another topic that I really wanted to talk about on the live stream. So, so this is kind of like a makeup for January, and of course, here we are in February. So let's see. So far, I see Janesta is in here. Dee Dee, Spidey. I knew Spidey was gonna come through. Spidey, this is his favorite day. Is in the chat so far. It says 8 people are here. Let's see. Chosen one just popped up. Please make sure y'all go ahead and share this stream. I would greatly appreciate it if you do, so we can get more people in here. I'm gonna go ahead and share it again on my Twitter account and tell the people that we are officially live. Let's see who else do we have in here. Vulcan, Tia, Handling, Free Ray Dread, Daisy. Good evening, good afternoon, or wherever it is that you are in the world watching this. For some of you, it might be the morning. I don't know. I have people watching all over. Let's see what's going on, Ashton. How are you doing? NYC River 103 said this is your first time. Well, welcome. I sure hope that it won't be your last. This has been a very interesting week for me on my channel because of one video in particular. The video that I did about William Roddy Bryan, you know, the one where the name of the video is called William Roddy Bryan Hates Black Men. That video took off like a rocket. I did not expect that video to get as much traction as it did, and it's still the views on it is still going up like every single day. Like that video gets a lot of views per day. I did not expect that to happen, and I uploaded that video less than a week ago, and in less than a week that video is over 200,000 views. I cannot believe it. And if y'all go on my channel, it's the video that's right there on the front. It's the feature video. I put it right there on the front, so that's like the first thing people see. I cannot believe that video did that well. That's phenomenal. It actually pushed my channel out there even more. I gained probably almost 2,000 subscribers in the last week just off of that one video alone, and then other videos behind it started doing great numbers as well. So that's just simply amazing. But I'm glad for that, especially since it seemed like for a little bit my channel was kind of stuck somewhere, but now it's like getting propelled to be and pushed out there a little bit more because of that. Because last week I had my subscribers was like 43,000, and today they're at 43,200 something. So yeah, it latched onto that algorithm somehow, and it got pushed out there, and it's taken off. So that's just amazing. But I'm glad that I have a strong subscriber base to help push that video out there as well. Even people who are not subscribed to my channel, because I look at the analytics and it's almost split down the middle, where I have about the same amount of subscribers who are watching my videos and about the same amount of people who are not subscribed watching my videos. So that's how I know that is my channel and my content is being pushed just on those not subscribed part. But if y'all are not subscribed, y'all need to go ahead and do so, because apparently you like something that I'm saying. So I'm very glad about that. And that video, just in 5 days, has now become the most watched video on my channel. The other video that was up there that was at 200,000 is now the second most watched, and that video was uploaded a couple years ago. Let's see. Shout out to Darlene for the super sticker. I thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see who else do we have here. Light Visions, Gary, Explore, Brown Bags, no. I knew no. If I know anything, Spidey and Gnome are going to be here on Friday, on this particular Friday, because those are two right there that love to come up on here every single Freestyle Friday that I have. I know if I don't if no one else showed up, I know those two are going to be here. Let's see. Lovey 1980, Jonathan Richardson, Esmont, Pinky JYB, Narmer X. Ashley said, "Did you see the final episode of Arthur?" No, I did not see the final episode of Arthur. Do you know when the last time I even watched Arthur? Well, the last time I watched Arthur was like in the early 2000s, probably. Jonathan Richardson said, "See that Blacarian video Wednesday was wow." Oh, the one I did about them about that documentary. Yeah, that was woo, and that was my, like I said, that was my longest Blacarian video I've ever done, and it's probably the longest video on my channel. I usually never do videos that long. Like the longest videos that I could do were probably no more than 30 minutes. That video was almost exactly an hour long. But I had to show y'all that. Y'all had to see that. But one other thing I wanted to talk about is, and I'm talking about it now because I probably won't do a video about it, is that as many of you probably may or may not know, because there's a lot of craziness going on this week, in the last couple of days actually, is that the three other terrorists that was there with Derek Chauvin with the murder of George Floyd, they were all found guilty of their charges, pretty much of every charge, as far as I know, that they were charged with. And the reason why I'm not doing a video about it is because I already knew they was going to be found guilty. Because why would you find the ringleader, Derek Chauvin, guilty of all these charges, pretty much every charge that he got hit with, the one who's most likely, who has going to have the most time in prison anyway, and not find the other three guilty that were there? I knew they was going to be found guilty. Like I had that like already planted in my head that they was going to be guilty for the charges that they were hit with. Gary James said, hoping the sentences are just as long as Chauvin's. Now that part, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they're gonna get the same, nearly the same amount as Derek Chauvin, because I believe Derek Chauvin should have got more than what he got, but I don't think they're gonna get as much. Honestly, I don't see either one of them getting more than 10 years. Just being honest. That's what I believe. But I wasn't shocked that they were found guilty. Now, the ones that I do have to worry about, or the ones that I'm kind of iffy on, is the ones with Breonna Taylor. That's the one I'm not so sure if they're going to be found guilty. I think that they're doing, just like Professor Blackshoe said in his video, that they're just doing this trial because they feel like they have to do it, not because they want to. And speaking of Breonna Taylor, I heard about something with her sister being kicked out of the courtroom because of a shirt she had on. I might do a video about that. I might. I'm not saying that I will, because I have so many other videos that I have to get up there. Shout out to the people in the Discord for sending me a bunch of different news articles that I could talk about. Like that's why I have an endless amount of stuff to talk about on my channel because of that. But and a lot of the stories are ones that haven't penetrated through mainstream. So, you know, somebody has to talk about them. Wildness said, bro, you kind of favor NBA player Kawhi Leonard. I get that all the time. I get that. Ludacris, I've even gotten, D'Angelo. So I'm used to it by now. What's going on, Jay Lethal? All right, so I'm gonna post the link into the chat. So if anybody would like to come up, you can go ahead and do so. There is the link right there. Gary James said, did you see the video on where the neighbor of Breonna was basically lying, trying to steer the narrative for the police? I didn't see that. I'm not keeping up with this trial. One thing I have started to do is keep myself away from these trials because you can get so emotionally wrapped up into this. So I'm just waiting to see what the outcome is. Because the last time I got wrapped up emotionally into a trial, the judge was hugging the chick that did it and giving her a Bible, and her hair was being rubbed, and the brother of the victim was up there saying, "Can I give her a hug?" And y'all already know who I'm talking about. So that's why I'm not getting emotionally attached to it. Jay Lethal said, "What's the topic?" Oh, it's no topic today. This is a Freestyle Friday. So this is just basically people can just come up and we just shoot the breeze. It's like a kickback. I do it once a month, the last Friday of every month. And then we got our first person up here. What's going on? Joseph Washington, what's going on?
Hey, Taurean. Hello, chat room. What's up?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I may have to scrounge up some change and get a new phone because I got hit with saying, "Hey, upgrade your stuff before we interrupt your services."
They can do that?
With the apparently with the plan I'm on, yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can get that work out before Monday hits. But aside from that, what a way to start 2022.
Right.
First, we
Hold
had
on,
to
hold on right
get
quick. Hey, hold on right quick. Chris Gravity, can you mute yourself? Because I can hear music in the background. Okay, go ahead.
what a way to start 2022. First, we had to set the record straight for ML with Martin Luther King last month,
Mm-hmm.
and now I don't know if we've officially started World War III, but yeah, Russia made its official first strike in the Ukraine, and people are scrounging and scrambling to see what they're going to do next.
Yeah, I saw some. Hold on right quick. Shout out to Real Rail for the super sticker. I appreciate it. But yeah, I saw some like video clips on Instagram where they were doing like the airstrikes. So, that's something like some stuff like you would think you see in a movie, but you don't actually expect to see it happen, play out in real life. But yeah, I
Yeah,
actually saw some of those clips. And speaking of that, shout out to Professor Black Truth. I'm not sure if you saw his latest moment of truth that he did this morning, where he was talking about how um when black people say that they don't see how this affects us. And one point that he did make in the video was a lot of black people said the same thing, that they felt like what was going on with Kyle Rittenhouse didn't affect us either. But as you can see, it when it played itself out, it definitely does.
I watched that 2 to 3 times this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was on the verge of seeing it the fourth time, but by the time I watched it repeatedly, I got the gist of his breakdown and really Putin's agenda for these attacks are no different from like, his predecessor. Originally, his goal was to revive the Soviet Union, but where he is now, it's like he wants to throw his weight around as much as he can, kind of like the dub S in the US is like the clock is working against them, so they're trying to throw around as much weight as possible, as much of their own weight as possible, their violent weight.
Mm-hmm.
I remember looking this dude up when Trump was in office, and I was saying to myself, this quiet one is going to be a problem. I'm talking Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he's been gathering his resources, doing morale boosts with his military, just rally them up and getting them ready to make their move. And now here we are.
Right. I said the worst thing that could probably happen when it comes to this, or the part where a lot of people should be worried, is that they set off that EMP. Because if that happens, then that's how you know it's extremely serious.
Yep, EMP, cyber attacks, nukes.
Because over in Russia, they're notorious for those cyber attacks.
Yep, just like China. Aren't Russia and China buddy buddy with each other?
I believe so.
So yeah, it's like these next coming weeks are going to be insane. I commented under one of your videos, 2022 is going to be a beast. And right
Yeah.
now, this is just an appetizer.
Hmm. What's going on, Kid Gravity?
Afternoon all.
Salute.
How, how's everything?
Free, everything good. I mean, it's sunny right now, so I'm just enjoying this weather out here. But to piggyback off your point you just made about the EMP, I'm actually more worried about him taking Chernobyl because all he needs is 2 idiot soldiers and 20 pounds of C4, and Europe is finished, which means Northern Africa is going to be finished. And then we're going to get hit within a month with radiation. So
Speaking of
I'm more worried about that part than two white factions messing with each other.
speaking of Chernobyl, isn't it still like a nuclear wasteland from the last nuclear attack?
They have that steel sarcophagus over it, but the fact that they took over that yesterday or the day before, yeah, that's what I'm worried about, because all he has to do is open the door and we're screwed.
It's a lot to ponder and notice. It's easier to clean car chemicals for detailing than nuclear material.
Correct. Yeah, that stuff, that cesium and the graphite, yeah, once it gets into the water, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I was looking at a comment that Ryan James put in the chat. He said, "This is why you got to get cash out of the banks and your cryptos off of exchanges. Because if that stuff like was to shut down, you ain't gonna have access to none of that."
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? We'll find out Tuesday night at the State of the Union.
What's supposed to happen Tuesday?
It's the State of the Union, I think.
Oh wow!
I think Biden's gonna invoke war powers that night.
Whew.
And we already know what's gonna happen. If 18 to 25 tethers or y'all were talking, y'all gotta go to your enlistment place. I'll be out there for you. I cook for a living. I'll make y'all lasagna or y'all jollof rice. I'll make all that.
I'm outside of the age range, so
me too.
So they can't get me.
Yeah, but knowing him and his supremacist ways, he'll probably bump it up to about 30.
I will still be out of the age range.
Yes, sir. Let's go. So we'll be making contact. We'll keep the troops. We'll keep them informed and we'll keep them upbeat. At least they won't have to go to the desert.
Because I think the age range is what, 18 to 26?
18 to 25. But they do have powers to raise it as needed. But especially all you women that want to cry and moan, remember, the feminists never said anything about y'all not going. So trust, they'll be in court saying that I can't go because I have a young family or I'm white, and they're gonna throw y'all under the bus.
Now I get people gonna see what it is truly like to be an American patriot.
Yes, sir. I did not come here to see about starting a war. I came to take all the resources away from the Akata.
Oh, how ironic that's being said. And I saw this on Instagram. I saw someone saying, "I stand with Russia because this is the Ukraine that the mainstream media doesn't want you to see." It's like, I saw that and it said, "Sir, do you not see that the man behind this used to be rubbing elbows with Trump, and he shared some of the same ideologies that 45 did when it comes to being in authority and having power?" Keep in mind, Putin is the same guy that I don't know if y'all saw that photo of him and Obama kind of like confrontational to each other, where Obama was like trying to check Putin and Putin just casually, you know, brushed his hand on his tie. I don't know if that video was, I don't know if that photo was still up, but I remember seeing that some years back.
Well, Putin's always he punked Obama.
Yeah, that photo.
Like Putin has this thing. He knows who he can mess with and who he can't. He looked at Trump and said, "This dude's just as crazy as me." But again, all this stuff was supposed to start in 2016, and his election derailed everything. Like we were supposed to be in the Matrix this year, but now they're just accelerating everything. And this is all just the funnel to fund Biden's Build Back Better bullshit.
The Marshall Plan for the Ukraine. And just like clockwork, when that attack happened, you saw some Ukraine soon-to-be refugees lining up to get out of there.
Oh no, the Biden already promised to bring them over, along with Europe. So yeah, more reparations that they supposedly say they don't have.
They got it, but they choose to put the money where they want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the people that they're giving money to don't even ask or demand for it. They just give it to them.
Yep, they get them right off the bus and say, here's $1,400. Go start your life."
Meanwhile, you have the people who, like and I talked about this months ago, like when they first came over here, when you had the Afghan refugees coming over here from Afghanistan, and like right off the bat, you hear stories about them committing sexual assault against the women that are there, even against some of the female officers that are there. Because I think one of them is about to go on trial for doing that.
But it's more dysfunction. That's all they want, dysfunction.
I said, like, I always came back and paraphrase it with, "This is what you voted for."
Yes, sir. I want to see y'all like y'all was cha-cha sliding on November 7th when they got in. I want y'all to cha-cha slide when they send the troops over.
And then I don't know if you saw the tweet that the congressional black talkers, as
oh my god,
call them.
Dude, you're gonna get me upset. I gotta go do a video on that. You're gonna get me more upset. When I saw that yesterday, you know what? Credit to black folks. They went after him. So I gotta give black folks credit. There were a lot of black folks on code. They said, y'all can't do nothing for us, but y'all pray for white people. Yeah, all right.
Shout outs to the black grassroots. I even saw someone said, anyone I see on the timeline saying pray for the Ukraine is getting blocked. And someone had to block their family member for saying pray for the Ukraine.
Facts.
I was like, add the people that say I stand with Russia to that as well, because it's like you're choosing a side between two white
factions,
two white factions who at the end of the day is just fighting over who's going to seize absolute power.
Right.
And continue to establish global white supremacy.
Right. While the Asian dude is just waiting. Because once y'all too tired, all right, I'm gonna go south. I'm gonna go see Taiwan real fast. And Biden gonna let Taiwan fall and we're screwed.
Yeah, I said you won't see me throwing up the prayer hand emojis on any social media platform on here. You won't see me say it on here, on this live stream, or in any other, video and everything like that. And I'm glad people have not asked me yet. I'm gonna say yet because who knows, someone might, or ask me how do I feel about this, because like I already know what my response will be, and I have a feeling that whoever asks me that is probably either going to agree or they're going to disagree. Like there's no middle ground there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. My mom asked me that this morning. She was like, "We need to stand with Biden." I was like, "Nope, I'm not
Remain.
standing with this man for what? That means I condone what he's doing. I don't condone nothing."
Hmm.
Let me say this officially. The ones that need prayer and the ones that we need to stand with is our own foundational Black Americans.
Hmm.
Yeah, I stand
No
with
if
these
and
ones.
no if ands buts or maybes about it.
I'm glad that Norma X put that in the chat. He said, or they said, because I'm not sure that's a man or a woman. They said, "What were the Ukrainians? Where were the Ukrainians during George Floyd or any of the war deaths FBA has suffered here, or even Russia? No prayers for none of them." I'm glad he said that because I think on Twitter, when those first strikes started to happen over there, they attached. I don't know how they did it. They had managed to attach George Floyd's name to that as a form of comparison. I said there is no comparison. How did you do that?
Yeah.
There is
Well,
no
I can tell you what they
comparison.
were doing. They were harassing this black Ukrainian dude 29 times. He was getting stopped by
Mm.
police.
Well, let me answer that. Here's the difference. What happened to George Floyd? It took a worldwide protest to get Derek Chauvin prison time. One
Mm-hmm.
measly skirmish happened, what, yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And the world stands at attention saying, pray for this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a good point. You made a good point. I don't know how I did that didn't click with me, but you made a good point that it took the globe to bring justice for one man. But when it came to this, it was like business as usual. Like they knew how to do it because it's something that they've done, they're used to doing. And then on top of that, you got to think in 2020, when with everything that happened with George Floyd, we were still in quarantine. So people
Right.
had nothing to do. So they had no other choice but to divert their attention to this. Now, I always said if there was no pandemic, if there was no movement, if there was no quarantine, what would the response have been? It probably would have been the same kind of response that we usually always get, which is very little to none. It
Mm-hmm.
would have been small little enclaves. But because of the time that it happened, people had no other choice but to divert their attention to it. And then let's be real here. A lot of people needed an excuse to go outside. They were stuck inside their house for the last 2 months. They needed a reason to go outside. There was their reason because they knew they couldn't do their protest indoors.
Yeah. Yeah. And most of the news, remember, a lot of news people were saying that was just an excuse to go outside.
That's what I said
It's-
that too. I said that
yeah.
too. Like back then, I said the same thing. I can't believe that hell must be freezing over that I actually said something that me and mainstream media actually had an agreement on. Because I said the same thing. I said a lot of those people who were out there doing that, they just wanted an excuse to go outside because they were bored. People was locked up, in their homes, couldn't go anywhere because stuff was closed. They couldn't do anything. So here, this situation right here, while it's definitely devastating, and then the whole world saw it, they needed a reason to go outside. Because I'm looking around like I never would have thought or imagined to
Mm-hmm.
see these type of people out there. The one that really threw me when I saw the protest happening was you actually had practicing witches
Mm-hmm.
protesting. Like when I saw that, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
that
they're
kind
more
of that kind
anti-government
of threw
though.
me off when I saw that.
Yeah, they're more anti-government though. So they look at the police as government.
Hmm. It's just that I've never seen them outside
Yeah.
protesting before, so I'm like, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
that's the part
Hey,
that really threw me off when I saw those pictures.
actually, somebody had a good question in your chat. They said FBAs live in major cities. Where do you think potential nukes will land? Every major city. So y'all's Atlanta, LA, New York, Philly.
DC,
Yeah, any city that has more than 250,000 people,
any
they're gonna aim
metropolitan
for it.
area,
Yeah,
basically any metropolitan area.
exactly. And it's 100-mile radius, so you're not exactly safe if
Mm-hmm.
you live in the suburbs. New York is screwed. I'm just gonna say it out front.
Hmm.
You need to cross a bridge or a tunnel to get to the other side. They're
Yeah,
done.
He kind of reminds me of, speaking of New York. Do you remember like years ago when it was back, I think in 2003, when New York had
The
that
blackout.
blackout? Yeah.
Oh, I'm from New York. Oh, I
Oh,
remember
okay.
that night. That was fun, boy. It was cool though, because people were outside. They were cool. They were cool outside for the most part.
It was in
You
the
had to get
summer when
it's
that happened,
legal.
right?
Yeah, it was August, and
Yeah, I
it wasn't
remember
even
when that
our
happened.
fault. It came from Canada.
Hey, I'm gonna come back. I gotta take care of something, but I'll be back on here.
Okay.
Yeah, that night was fun because everybody was outside. Everybody was chilling.
Hmm.
People were playing music, listening to the radio. It was good. I mean, you had people looting or whatever, but it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. They were hoping we were going to go crazy that night.
Right. Because I remember just seeing the images on like on the news, like the people like were stranded on the bridge. So
Yeah.
some people had to walk home, like from work
Hmm.
because like those are the images that I kept seeing. But I'm sure that like you
The
were saying,
train one was
being
the
in New York,
worst. Like
I,
people
I can
walking through the train tunnel.
I can believe it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like so I can imagine how hectic that was. Oh,
Hmm.
also like I for those who are in the chat, I posted the link in the chat again. If you would like to come up and speak, you can go. You can definitely do so. This is your choice. I'm not like pulling your arm to come up here if you don't want to speak. But the link is in the chat. I need to pin it so it can be right there, so I don't have to keep posting it. But you can go ahead.
But I just gotta say this too, man. I've been following your work for a little while now, and I was like, damn, this dude, he gets it.
I appreciate it. And I actually just came across your channel the other
Yeah,
day.
I'll just admit it right now. I'm a reformed coon. I'll just
So
admit it. I
well,
had my
how
coon
far down
moments.
the rabbit hole were you?
I started changing around 2012 after Obama got in the second time. I started asking a lot of questions,
Hmm.
and then it started opening my mind. I was like, let me just start researching things. And then the more I found, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be an extreme liberal anymore.
Hmm. Hmm.
So now here we are 10 years later, and it's be one over everyone.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll admit,
But
like when I was in college, like is it on this channel or my original channel? I can't remember because I had an original channel before this one, and that
mm-hmm.
one that's why I wish I still had that channel because that channel right there I actually had started back in 2010 when I was still in college. I was in my junior year of
Mm-hmm.
college, and it had videos on there when I was in college, way before I was talking about what I'm talking about now. Those were almost like vlog style videos, and I wish I still had access to that channel because I wish y'all could have seen what I was like before how I am now. Y'all would have definitely seen an evolution from
Yeah.
then to now.
Yeah. I
My
mean,
mindset was completely different. I wasn't worried about what it is that I'm talking about right now. Torian Rain wasn't even a moniker
mm-hmm.
at that time. It was something completely different. But also it's like it had good memories on that channel as well, just from those videos alone, even
Yeah.
leading up to the last video I ever did on that channel before it got terminated. But it is what it is. I can't bring those back, unfortunately, but the memories still are planted in my head from those times. Thankfully, on my Facebook page, I have videos of when I was in college on there. So if like people was to find my Facebook page, y'all would see videos on there like, wow, look at how he was then compared to now. But that's just basically how it's supposed to be anyways, it's growth. So um
Yeah.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
definitely but it's good to actually know that people can grow from this. And I think one of the people that had one of the best, I guess you could say, story arcs on YouTube that I've seen in the last year is definitely the amazing Lucas.
Oh man, dude, you saw what happened after that election
Mm-hmm.
when he
Yeah.
started criticizing the GOP and them conservatives, and
Yeah.
that white boys ran.
Yeah, because I'll put it this way: when I first discovered him, I was like, "Who is this guy?" And I would watch, some videos here and there, but then I was like, I don't know if I can really vibe with him like that because he's reminding me too much of the Coonsters. and Brandon Fakem. So I said it's some, but
Oh, you got me mad again.
the thing about him is that there were some things about some videos of his that I could watch and tolerate versus the Coonstress, who I couldn't stand and still can't, and Brandon Fakem, who I still can't stand. I can't watch anything that they really do. But with him, it was some things that I could watch, but there was a lot that I couldn't. So I couldn't bring myself to hit that subscribe button and watch his material. But it was after, I wouldn't even exactly say right after the election. I think it was after the results of the Amber Geiger trial when I started to see a shift in his behavior. And you got to remember, when he got the peak of his channel was at like, because I would see his subscriber count was at like 470,000 something whatever.
Yeah.
And then when he started to shift gears and start talking the way that because it was a gradual process. It's not like he completely jumped out of what he was doing and then jumped to what he's talking about now. It was a gradual process. And if you look at his subscribers now, this guy literally lost almost 100,000 subscribers in a year because he started to pivot into another direction that those other individuals who were subscribed to him did not like.
You know what it was? I think it was the cop stuff. That's what triggered people.
The what?
The cop stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Amber Geiger stuff, and then he started doing like reviews on police shootings, and he was saying that, you know what, he could have probably did that differently. And then people were like, oh, we thought you were one of us. And then he would go on his live streams and be like, listen, just because I think differently does not mean that I ride with you or I don't ride with you. This is my opinion. You don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah, they felt that he was the like one of the safe ones, you know, quote unquote. Yeah. But then, you know, now because the Lucas was one first, and another way that I saw he started to shift gears is he would never ever curse in any of his live streams like back then. Now he's just letting F-bombs and niggas fly out his mouth like it's nothing. Like now it's like I think this is the real him right here. This is the one that he's probably been wanting to let come out for such a long time. And now it's like, whoa, like that's crazy. Like, you know how this all just came about. So that's another part I would say of his I guess you could say his story arc, as I like to call it. Because because when the first time I ever heard him actually not censor himself as far as not cuss, it kind of threw me off. Like, oh wait, that's just one moment right there. But then when he kept saying it over and over again, I was like, whoa, where is this coming from? I like it. but yeah, you know what he kind of reminds me of too? When he be having people calling, and I will say this, he will listen. But the minute that you start to go off track and he starts to question what you're saying, then people get mad and everything. It kind of reminds me of how Tariq be dealing with when people call into his show. Because I forgot who it was that had called into one of his shows one time, and they would talk. I think it was something. It was a black guy that called in. I think it was recent, and they were from the South, and he was saying about he was just talking. I forgot what it was about, but he was saying some Sambo stuff.
Oh, was that the one when he was talking about what Trump did for us? And that's why he voted for Biden, because Trump didn't do nothing?
No, it wasn't that.
Okay.
It was something else. And Lucas had asked him, he says, do you have the guy said he had a child. He said he had a child. He said he had a child when he was like 19 or something. The guy's like almost 40 now. And Lucas had asked him, the child that you have, are you with the child's mother now? And he said no. He said, was the child's mother white? And then he said, what does that have to do with anything? When someone says that means yes. Because he could just say yes or no. He said, I'll take that as a yes. And he said, that pretty much cements my reasoning for your mindset. And then it just escalated to something else, to the point where him and Lucas was going back and forth. They were cussing each other out. And then Lucas started saying stuff about the child of the baby mama. Like, it was crazy. That call was crazy. I don't think he keeps his live streams up. I think he chops them up.
Yeah.
Uploads them to separate videos. Hopefully he does do that, because I know that he does that sometimes. So people can go back and listen to it. But I said, out of all the people that I think had the most interesting transition or the most interesting evolution as far as their content goes, his definitely sticks out to me the most. Now, see, Brandon Fakum is so deep into his bullshit, he couldn't do that.
Dude, he
He
pissed
could
me.
not.
He pissed me off that night
He could not do that.
he pissed me off that night when he said that slavery was a blink of an eye in American history.
Yeah.
But you deep in it, and you
Mm-hmm.
ride with Candace, so I guess you got
He gonna
get his Negro wake up call.
He has to pay the bills. He absolutely believes that the police can do no wrong, especially when it comes to a black person. And Lucas actually pointed out something very interesting in a commentary that he did on his live stream, because it's no secret that Brandon is married to a white woman and his children are biracial. And when he was talking about Dante Wright has a white mother and a black father. But when Brandon was talking about, no, it wasn't Lucas that said it. It was Black Light Revelations. A shout out to him. He was pointing out how Brandon was mentioning how, he has mixed children. But when it came to Dante Wright in a situation with Kim Potter, he just chalked Dante Wright up as just a straight up and down nigga. I'm like,
because of the black dad.
I said, he's no different than your kids because his dad is black and his mom is white. But when it came to dealing with this white female cop, you just chalked it up to him being a straight up and down black man as if he had two black parents. That's why I said if his wake up call comes in the form from getting from his kid, it's something I want to say because I don't want to put something like that onto somebody's kids. But if his kids fell into the same situation as Dante Wright, I want him to keep that same energy. But I bet you he won't.
He's not gonna do it. He might even defend the cop.
Oh yeah, probably most definitely. Just like the situation in New Jersey with the fight between the black teen and the white teen. He even tried to say, "Oh, this wasn't racism."
Yeah, I tried to do a video on that and I couldn't do it. I was so upset. I was so heated.
Yeah, like it's like people, because I do the bed bucking series, the videos and stuff like that, and people say that I can't wait for you to do one on Brandon Tatum. I can't wait to do one on him either. But the reason why I haven't done one on him yet is because every day some bullshit comes out of his mouth. I could not just pinpoint one thing. I would be constantly talking about him, and I don't want to constantly talk about him. I want it to be like almost for him like a one and done. You believe it or not, I've only done one video where he was the subject matter on my channel for the entire time on this channel. You can find the only video. And I said when he gets his wake up call, I want it to be a Stacey Dash type thing, just like for the Coonsters. I want the same for her. I want it to be this a Stacey Dash type of wake up call where this thing completely ends their career.
Well, that series with Brandon is going to be about 2 hours.
Man,
Candace might be that's a telethon right there.
Yeah, I told people, I said that when she gets her moment, and she almost got it with her compliment in the Super Bowl. I said when she gets her moment, that's going to be a whole live stream. That's just going to be a live stream that's going to fall somewhere. It's going to be unexpected, and people going to come in. They going to talk. We going to roast the hell out of her, and deservedly so.
Remember, Brother Taurean. She did get that wake up call. Well, she got the alarm clock when they dissed the kid.
Oh yeah,
on Facebook. That was her alarm clock.
Yeah, and she hasn't posted up a picture of her child since. I said that child is definitely walking and talking now. So
yeah, and that new one coming, she ain't gonna say when that new kid was born.
Yeah. So she's a lost cause, just like he is. They are literally the female and male versions of each other. There really isn't anything different about them. That's the thing.
So are they the conservative? Are they the conservative Tamika and Mython?
The who?
The conservative versions of Tamika Mallory and Mython?
I mean, I guess you could say I don't really follow them like that either. So I mean, I guess.
I kind of fell out with Tamika Mallory after her last comment about comparing racism to sexism. It was like, yo, I thought you was valid. Like,
and then soon later she gets a car commercial.
Right.
I said there is no comparison with those two. They're two different things. Like Just like when they keep trying to compare racism to classism, I said they're two different things. They cannot be compared. And see what happens is when they do those baseless comparison, it waters down what it actually is, and that's their intent, is to water it down.
And that's the last thing we need. Anything watered down to what the critical issue, really the biggest issue facing us now.
Mm-hmm. Spidey, you there? You came in and you just came in on mute. Or maybe he's doing something, or maybe there's some noise in the background.
I got her. I got her to admit that she part of Black Lives Matter.
Who? Tamika Mallory?
Yep. Because I did a video about her on TikTok and she found it, and we had a little back and forth.
Hmm. I can't count how many people I've gotten blocked by on Twitter from things that I've said. As a matter of fact, y'all remember, I forgot what tweet it was that I made, but I think it had something to do with a black woman. And y'all remember the actress who played Zarya on The Parenthood?
Yeah,
Y'all remember that show?
Yeah, yeah. Gomez Preston chick.
Yeah. She
Raymond
apparently got
Gomez.
Yeah, she apparently got wind of that tweet, and the thing is, and then I had went to her page and it said she blocked me. So I guess it was something that I said. I forgot what it was that I said, and the tweet made its rounds, and I guess it came across her, and she ended up blocking me because I was following her on Twitter, but I realized she tends to straddle on the fence of that feminism wave, and it's crazy because she's married with children. I don't get how any woman can be a feminist and married. And how does your husband feel when she says certain things about men? Like that kind of just throws me off. But I don't know.
They are quiet about the recent stories that happened in Florida about these one sister beauty pageant winner getting
Oh
thrown out
yeah.
of a five-story window.
I
Mhm.
didn't really read too much into that one because I heard some things about her, like her views and everything. Like they said she has some very staunch conservative views. Hold on. Shout out to Rella D. Said peace and blessings from California. Shout out to California. I'm actually going to be going out to
For real,
Cali for my
California.
birthday. I'm gonna be going out to Cali for my birthday in May, and I can't wait. It'll be my first time going out there. LA, via LA, I should say.
Nice.
Hello, sir. I just wanted to jump in because it's about a lot of interesting topics you're bringing up tonight. But I will tell anybody who's FBA, please get a passport and look outside of America. And and I know it's going to sound like a joke, we always sit there and don't take the things that happen to FBA in America, we don't do to others. If it comes down to it, hey, it's about survival. Why don't we go to some of those other countries? We have the business minds and the resources and run up in their countries and start building businesses. That's what other ethnicities have done. Why don't we do that? If everybody's coming here, let them have it. We just take where they're at and make it better for us. That's all,
I
May
only
man.
I?
know I only know of one person that actually did that, and I had did a video about her um a couple years ago, and she was this she ran a hair like a hair business, like a hair salon, not a hair salon, but like a beauty supply store. But when and actually so much got exposed when I talked about that. She I forgot, I think she was like in the Midwest somewhere, and she tried to set up a beauty supply store in her neighborhood, which of course was a predominantly black area. But the way that they have it set up is that if we know that the Asians pretty much got that on lock. So she tried to open up a store, but they wouldn't allow her to do it because of zoning and because they didn't want her to have a beauty supply store in a certain amount of radius of their store, mainly because of competition. She probably would have ran them about it, honestly. Uh, so what she did was she ended up leaving the states and she went over to one of those Asian nations. I forgot which one it was. I want to say it was Japan, and she opened up her own store over there. Shout out to Realness with Mr. Roll for sending this $4 super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. But I do hear what you're saying. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have, their passports. I actually had to get. I don't know if you saw the video that I did on my channel a couple weeks ago. I had to get a whole new passport because I lost mine, and it was a nightmare trying to even just submit an application to get a new one. But it says that it'll probably be here in the next probably now the next few weeks, because there's a backlog of people getting their passports because of
Yeah, I mean, it takes about 30 days, but I want to applaud all the brothers and sisters on here because you guys are bringing up interesting topics. One about FBAs, then you're touching on mental health, traveling abroad, especially, and being aware of your local surroundings. A lot of times, okay, I was living in the DMV. Now I'm overseas right now. I will probably be coming back. But what I've noticed is a lot of people don't have that consciousness of looking beyond what's in their neighborhoods. And I'm tipping my hat to all of you brothers and sisters out there. Just look beyond what your neighborhood is. Go travel. Go see things. Not just look up the news. Get different sources. That's the only way that you'll be able to be a viable citizen no matter where you land your feet. And also, you always talk about getting skills. Maybe the computers, maybe working in, because I used to work in the Grand Sheraton downtown. And from there, I learned about audiovisual, and that turned into IT stuff. And when you start working IT stuff, you already know that kind of money you're making. That's the kind of money where they send you overseas with. So anything that you guys can do it. Be proud, and thank you for allowing me to speak a little bit. Just keep on doing what you're doing. I love your content.
I appreciate it. Shout out to W. This is first time coming up on here. He dropped a little jewels of wisdom on us, a little bit, about securing that passport and, exploring and seeing what else is out there, because there's a lot to be seen. There's a lot of stuff to see and a lot of people to see. And you just never know what that could actually do for you. What's going on, LVZ? I see that you have now popped up in the chat. Well, so popped up here.
Stop sloganizing. Sloganizing kills people. I watched your little video and you were sloganizing. Now stop it, all of y'all in here. Black Lives Matter, up with hope, down with dope. Those are good ones. But stop sloganizing. Did that nigga know that up with hope and down with dope was a slogan too, nigga? We want change was a slogan. Why you ain't tell Barack Obama that, you coon ass nigga? What's up, Tori?
What's going on? I can't stand what's his Jimmy Clyburn. I
just seen Jim Jangles Clyburn on TV just now, Tori. That's what made me click to see if you was on. He was on TV. He on CNN now because Biden and just picked the new bed wench for the Supreme Court. So he picked the Supreme bed wench for the Supreme Court, and she comes up there, and Barack Obama sent out his, my daughters, Sasha Malia. Now they've got more to shoot for. Shut the fuck up. and then this nigga come on to my grown daughter. Now hold up, nigga. You got them jobs they not qualified for already. Now you want to be on the Supreme Court?
I heard that I was reading some things where they said that she's like the female Clarence Thomas. I was like, oh shit. I said that's the last thing we need up there, but I'm not surprised if that's true. Considering that's the only type of person they would put up there anyway. They would never put a Judge Olu Stevens up there. Not in a million years.
I want people to understand something. They keep forgetting this shit. You know that Joe Biden vouched for Clarence Thomas. People got to remember that. Joe Biden was a part of that. The people who appointed Clarence Thomas. And he was cool with that. He thought, he's a good one. Here's the deal. He's a good one. So, yeah, man.
I just
Shit.
found out she denied reparations to some people down in Alabama.
You broke up in the beginning. I just heard reparations in Alabama, bro.
Yeah, some Lockheed Martin employees sued the company and got a nice little settlement, and she said no on some technicalities.
Again, you know, the type of person that would want in there, someone who is not for us getting our tangibles. Like,
so hold on, you said
sound like to me,
some
sound to me
black
like she
people.
checks off all the boxes.
So some black people,
They
won
sued,
the case.
They sued Lockheed Martin. Yeah, they won the case
And won.
But she was, yeah. So you know, after you win that, the judge gotta, you know, I guess they have to approve it.
Yeah.
So they get it. She looked over the case and said because some technicalities were in there, like the way they were asking the questions, and she thought they didn't get a fair trial. She said nah. So they still got the L, but they didn't have to pay.
So in other words, she was protecting her white husband. She was protecting her white husband. She saw those guys. Oh, they wouldn't do anything like that. They remind me of you, honey. Oh, they hate niggers too? Yes, sure. Man, this shit is sad. Look, meanwhile, hey, look, I did a video earlier. It's just so funny, Tori, and I was thinking about that this morning. And then Professor Black Truth does a video, bro. I was like, man, I need to, because I kept staying up watching the Ukraine thing, and I kept saying, damn, if I didn't know no better, I would think Ukrainians are white the way they treat me. I mean, are black the way they treat these motherfuckers. And somebody was like, well, explain. I said, nigga, the whole world know what's going on with them. Everybody knows they are overmatched. Everybody knows what's going on is wrong. Everybody got a nice word to say, but ain't nobody doing shit. To the point that where they like, fuck it. We're going to have to take up arms. I'm just saying, take notes. That's all I'm saying.
That's all we doing.
On here.
Obviously, you sound kind of like far away. Like I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
What, say it again?
I know what they did. They did that shit again. Hold on. Hold on. I got you. I know what they did. They did that shit again. Let me see. I know exactly what the fuck they did. They do this shit. Here we go. Let me see. Let me see. Hello? How about now? Can you hear me now, T?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you
can hear you, 1LBZ.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, they do that shit all the time. But yeah, the way I was looking at it, I just watching last night. I'm like, damn, you would think these were people, because they getting the lip service and a bunch of nothing burgers. Joe Biden said he gonna sanction Russia. A lot of good that's gonna do me when I'm shot. We're gonna sanction them. We'll make sure they get no more rice. Okay. But what about the fact that they blowing up my apartment building? Oh, well, there's nothing we can do about that. God damn. You see, just like us, they was killing us, shooting us in the street and all of that shit. And we had to just get mad, be about it, get out in the streets in 2020. And now you look at race soldiers going to jail faster than niggas is. I was in a holding cell with a race soldier the other day.
What happened?
Oh, I was just being black, but he was being a race soldier. Look, goddamn, what you in here for? So I'm just bullshit. I'm bullshit.
I'm about to say.
Shit. Hey, like, I'm black. I go to jail for anything. And we supposed to be criminalized here. They catch me with a J. Come here, nigger. Nigger, I know you've got more. Let's have a chat.
Hey, you should go on tour one LVZ. I'm serious about that.
No, I shouldn't. No, the fuck I should. They hate my ass a lot of places. They hate me a lot of places, bro.
They would probably try to make sure that you don't even get to the venue.
I was about to say, some places they won't even let me in. No, nigga, we know what you're gonna say. Well, that's okay. Go somewhere. We're not gonna be hearing Peckerwood tonight, nigga. Get out of here.
Yeah, they probably
Take
figured
your bald head
that
ass on to me. Yeah, they ain't letting me get away with. Look, Mooney's dead. We're not letting another nigger get away with that. Go. Bye. That's what they gonna say. No more niggers getting away with this bullshit. Man, have y'all been looking at the Twitter spaces with these Africans, man?
I've been trying to.
Them Africans
I've been trying to dodge them like the plague, because I don't need the extra added headache. But I heard they have been getting that work though.
They've been getting it, but man, I love this. Is my favorite one, Taurean. Why are you so racist? There's so much hate in your heart. Why are you hating the African? You are African too. Ain't that funny? When it come to us, now look, when we like, all right, we need reparations, man. We ain't trying to be friends with them. You are African too. Now we African too. But nobody listening to what we saying. It's funny. It's a whole bunch of Africans coming on there. Why? And then blaming it on Tariq. Why do you hate nigga? Why do you hate us, you nigga? But they not listening to all the black people who call in going, yeah, man, I got Africans on my job. They arrogant. They won't talk to us. They act like they not a part of us. They vote against us.
Yeah, I can attest to that because like at my old job, when I used to work at the airport.
Oh Lord.
When I used to work at the airport, like we would have like now I put it like this. It was 3 shifts. You had a morning shift, then you had like an afternoon going into evening shift, and then you had the overnight shift. The early morning and the afternoon shift, which is when I was on, was mainly just black people, just like black, FBA, and you can put it like that. But the evening or the overnight shift that came in, those were mainly like Africans or other foreigners. They did the overnight shift, and when they would get there, for the most part, they all was in an enclave to themselves. And the thing is, it was a merge type of thing. So when they came in, we were still on the clock, but we was about to clock out like within the next 2 hours or so. And they will always be amongst each other. I can't remember one time where I had a decent conversation with any of them, other besides hi and bye. And that was, that was about it.
Tell the truth, T. Most it is general. Hello, goodbye. How's the weather? But after that, they give you right. Then they give you the African smile and walk away from you, and then go around their people and start going. Yep, that's what they
until that white ball show up, and then like,
right. Then when the white, Mr. Joe, we are so happy to see you.
But here's the thing though, like the boss that I had, like when I was working over there, it wasn't even a white boss. It was a black female. But we rarely would ever see her. A lot of times we would have to go see her instead of her coming over to see us. So but we did have like a black male like manager that we had over there, and he was probably the only person that they would have a conversation with as far as talking to us. But outside of that, they was talking to each other. And the only reason they had to talk to him they had to. Yeah, exactly. They had to talk to him, not because they wanted to, because they had to.
Right.
And I sent Taurean a picture. I sent Taurean a picture the other day. I got one of them to admit that straight up that he hates Black Americans. And
I think I saw that.
Yeah, I sent it to you in your DM.
Let me
Go ahead, bro.
Let me tell y'all something, man. These are the same people that be talking about, hey, we don't need no damn Black History Month in this country. Who the fuck are you to say that
Who
shit?
the
Like that
fuck are
Austin,
you?
like that, like
Oh
that,
yeah, that sounds
like that.
that sounds like
That
that.
chick down in Virginia said the same thing.
That sounds like that that
The
politician
Austin Chingy motherfucker,
that
whatever
said
his
Yeah,
that
that
a
name.
couple of years
mammy,
ago.
that Jamaican mammy, that's the lieutenant governor. You
He
don't
like he
He
know.
literally
said it.
like
No,
literally
and
he
there was
looks
one up
like
in
he should be he
the one
literally
in
looks like
Detroit
he
said the
should be
same
on
thing.
he literally looks like he could be like the replacement for Uncle Ben on Uncle Ben's Rice. Like when I see his face, like he literally looks like a straight up caricature. Like he really does.
Let me say this: the
No, he
ones that
does,
work
and
in
he said that shit, and them conservatives were loving it up.
Yeah, of course, because they don't want it either. But see, the thing is, they always that's what I say. Dub S are some of the biggest cowards because they have to hide behind their shields, who are these Sambos, in order to say the things that they want to say. That's why I've always said when with the whole Joe Rogan situation, people try to say, "Oh, the N word isn't that bad" and everything like that. Then why, if it's not bad, then why are many of you still saying the N word instead of saying the actual word? That means you know that it still holds weight and it's still not meant for you to say. Or you hide behind the Sambo shields when they say it. So you still know that it's not for you to say, and you already know the repercussions of you saying it. But you want to be willfully obtuse. I love saying that. You want to be willfully obtuse and try to make it seem like it's not a big deal when you know good and damn well that it is.
I'll say this though, to all the black people that's in Michigan, you better watch out for Austin Chingy, or else if you fall for
Yeah.
the Kool-Aid and get that motherfucker
Oh no,
in,
he
then
not getting in.
you deserve what you get. That's all I gotta say.
I
Hey,
will say
He
shouts out
not
this.
to
getting in.
RX in the chat room that just said that is my second favorite one. I have a mansion back in Africa, but I am here driving Uber. Huh?
They making you
That
go out
don't
again
even make
when LVZ.
sense. Huh?
They making you
I
go out
went
again.
down again. Hold up. Let me say it again. These assholes. Fuck you, StreamYard. I know YouTube. YouTube and StreamYard, all y'all can eat ass. You can hear me now, okay?
Yeah, we can hear
Hey,
you.
look.
Yeah.
Nah, but this the shit. They were like, nigga, I have a house in Africa, but I am here living around white people driving Uber. That don't make sense.
Right.
Okay? You
Right.
can't make that make sense to black people. No black people leaves a house nowhere. Talking about the government. Nobody does
The
that.
government. The
The government.
government.
The government, the government, the government, government, the government, the government,
Son,
government.
dude, when he
Right.
dropped
And
that
here, and
video,
here I
man,
and
I ain't
here
never
and
seen
here
so
I am
many
thinking.
pissed off Africans in my life.
Here I
It was
am
just the day
thinking.
he dropped that.
Here I am thinking that I had an extreme petty bone, and then in comes this song. And it's like I only heard that. I'm gonna be honest, I only listened to that song one time, and probably within the first couple of seconds of the song, I was in tears. I'm like, I cannot believe that he actually made this into a song and then put this video together. And the crazy
I
thing
love
about it
it.
is the crazy thing about it is the video is actually pretty interesting, with the dancing and everything, but the lyrics is what makes the video funny. The song itself is funny, but the concept with the video is actually pretty damn interesting.
And it
Don't
says Jabari loves that song, Tori. Jay Barnes be running around. The government. The government. I mean,
The
like,
government.
Jabari.
don't be surprised if you see the song on your local streaming platforms, Tidal, Spotify, Pandora.
All right, hold on. Let me get to
Man,
the super chat right quick. Shout out to DeAndre Mosley for the $10 super chat. He said, "Black people from Africa or the Caribbean are quick to say FBA don't need reparations, yet we're not a part of CARICOM, and African countries want to get their cultural artifacts from Euro museums."
right.
Excellent point.
Yeah, but
Chat.
all those
Super chat.
artifacts have
Excellent point.
no value right now.
And
Yeah, all those artifacts have no value right now. That's why they're giving it back.
and by the way, not to change the subject, but when it comes to going back to Joe Rogan, fuck Michael J. White, or as Harvey like to call him, Michael J. Steroid with his punk ass, man. He going crazy, man.
Shout out to Jay
Yeah,
Lee who just
him
came
and
up
that
here on the
UFC
panel.
dude defended him.
Michael J. White eat a dick with them Z movies he be making. This nigga out here making Z movies, not B movies, not D Z movies.
Honestly,
I
and
told
I'm
y'all one of the cinematography was so bad on one of them Jones I saw on Prime. It looked like they was shooting that shit from a Samsung J30. That
Is you
shit
talking about Black
was.
Dynamite?
not
Is you
Black
talking about?
Dynamite. Black Dynamite was okay. I'm talking about some of the newest shit he doing now. He doing movies.
Oh,
You
He
talking about
doing
them straight
movies
DVD
now.
movies?
Straight to Viewmaster.
he's doing movies for Tubi.
Them Jones
yeah.
going
He
straight
do.
to Viewmaster. The old little click jump. And this is the
But
Karate
he
Coon.
said he's doing that because he refused to wear a dress.
All right, let me get to this super chat right quick. Shout out to Sean from the Shy for the $5 super chat. She says, "I know this. If you're so great, why couldn't you make the same success in your homeland? Auntie will wait."
Wait, Auntie. Auntie, don't hold your breath though. You'll run out of air.
Fast.
And
Of
I'm
course,
trying to think when it comes to Michael John White, like how do you go from being Spawn? Like how do you go from that level of success with that one movie right there to literally trickling down? You're supposed to elevate in your career. Like who did you piss off or
No,
rub the
'cause he
wrong
said
way that you could not elevate higher than that? And where Spawn is like literally the movie that you're only known for. And Spawn
he
came out in like
claimed.
'97.
Yeah, he
No,
said he
no, he
claimed
had a hot streak, Torian. Be fair. He had Spawn and then Tyson. So you had two movies, nigga. I give it to you.
No, what happened was he went on
I'm
that
never
Agent Vlad show and said because he turned out wearing a dress that it affected him. I was like,
That is
dude, you're not that
bullshit.
great of an
Dave
actor.
Chappelle
I
ain't
was
wearing
like,
no
dude, you're
dress.
not that
Don't
great
look
of an
like it
actor.
bothered him.
And another
What
reason
I'm
why
saying
I'm
is
dumping
you
on this,
can't act, bro. You good for fighting. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah,
and
he's more like
You're
martial
not a
arts.
leading man.
another
Yeah, that's
reason
why
why
when
That
I'm
he
don't
was,
dumping.
even make sense. Why
that's
would
why
they make his big ass wear a dress? Jason Statham ain't wearing no dress. What?
Jason says he white supremacy. You know he ain't.
And
Yeah, but
wrong.
no, that's what I'm saying. He's saying that. He said, "Oh, they tried to put me in a dress." No, they didn't, nigga. They tried to put you in a role where you actually had to act, and they realized.
And you want to know what? You want to know how y'all going crack up when y'all hear this. Y'all know how bad it is for Michael John White to actually have a stalled career, and he didn't even have to wear a dress. Where you had Wesley Snipes who wore a dress and Tu Wong Fu, and his career continued to elevate
Yes.
even past that.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't mention
Yeah.
when he wore a dress, and then him,
Oh
Patrick
yeah, Tu Wong
Swayze, and John
Fu.
Leguizamo, like back
Yeah,
in the
when he was
'90s.
Nakadima
let me
And it's
say
Jackson.
this
funny,
though.
and what's so crazy is all three of those men who was in that movie all wore a dress, and all their careers continue to go up. Where Michael
That's true.
John White never did, and his career only went but so far. And it wasn't because he wouldn't wear a dress.
No.
It's because like someone has said, he wasn't the leading man that they tried to push him out there to be.
Yeah, he was
Let me
supposed to be
say
like
He's
the
not a
Sylvester
good actor.
Stallone.
let me say this. Let me say this though. I'm never gonna forgive him for what he did and continuing to talk shit about Cosby and shit.
Yeah.
He won them
I was
motherfuckers.
just going to
He
say
a
that.
bitch.
Thank
I
you.
was just going to say that. A
That
lot
that
of
shit.
people. Go ahead. Sorry.
Nah, that shit is pissing me off because the son of a bitch keep going on Vlad doing it too.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that. How many times has Michael John White gone on Vlad? It's like every time if
100
something
million
pops up in
times,
my,
Torian.
it's like
100
every
million
time
times.
it's like every time if Vlad somehow, I don't know how it would, pops up into my recommended, and I don't know why, because I keep clicking not interested. I see him pop up. I'm like, how many times do you? I swear he goes to on Vlad like every 6 months, and it seems like every time he goes on there, it's to talk about something going on with the black community. Like every time something happens, oh, I know who I can call. Let me call Michael John White because I know he gonna come on here. He
Here's
gonna tell it
another
like
one
he
that he
tell it what
called.
it is.
Sorry to cut you off. Here's another one that he calls too. That other punk ass motherfucker, DL Hughley. I can't stand his ass either. Funny motherfucker.
DL play both sides of the line too much for me. I can't trust a nigga like that. One day you on our side, the next day you, yassa master, let me lick your boots.
He attacked Cosby.
Let me ask the brothers a question. How y'all feel about Godfrey going in on Vlad now.
He's a fucking coon. He's an African.
And there it is.
He went. Didn't he just do that? Didn't he just like be on that documentary that Kamal Bell
Let's
just
talk
did
about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
That ain't the first thing he did to make me go at his neck. I went at his neck. I went at his neck on Twitter. Let me tell you. I went at his neck on Twitter when I had a Twitter account. This is how long ago this was, because we know I'm not allowed on no social media sites. So anyway, this like 2-3 years ago, this nigga was on Vlad, and Vlad was talking about this when the reparations talk had just started. And Vlad was like, yo, I'm sitting here. I'm cool with reparations. And that shit makes me mad. I don't give a fuck what you cool with. But I'm cool with reparations. But I would like to give it out as a form of education, $100,000 worth of scholarships.
No, we need more than that shit.
So look, when he said that, here go Garvey. Oh my God, how, man, I mean, I hear America, but I know Nigerians will say, hey, we will take it. I said, nigga, y'all motherfuckers will take it because y'all was never slaves. Y'all motherfuckers will take it because y'all come here and bootlick. But you don't get to speak for us, you African. And I wrote that to him on Twitter. The fuck you think this is when you get to speak for us? You don't get to speak for us. You not one of us. You's an African. You assy feet, sandal wearing, fake Gucci hat selling bastard.
Wow.
But Professor Black said it best. These other groups are going to have to be taught how to treat us.
Y'all want a little breaking news?
What's up?
Not to change the subject. So CDC just said that they're easing back the covering restrictions for about 70% of the country.
They're what?
They're easing back the indoor mask stuff.
Oh, I mean, well, we kind of figured that was going on. That's
not really breaking news.
I mean, that's not really breaking news because they're actually doing that right now with especially in the area that me and LBZ is in. Like by Monday, the first, which is Tuesday, they literally are like lifting the restrictions almost completely by Tuesday. So,
and look, I'm not fucking with these motherfuckers. I'm like Michael Jackson. I'm gonna be wearing a mask till I'm 60. Fuck that.
Yeah, because I know where I work at. It's a lot of people that we deal with. So they say like on Tuesday, indoor masks, the fans, they don't have to wear them anymore. But us as the employees, because of specifications by and rules set in place by the organizations, we have to still wear them. But what I said was that I think they're doing it because the seasons is almost over. They're going to be done by April. And I have a feeling that when the season starts back up, which will be around September, October, it might be a thing where they'll give the employees the option of if they want to wear the mask or not. But they're probably going to base it on seeing how it looks over the summer when there's like a break.
Hey, Tori, me and you gonna be like Odd Man Official just said in the chat room. I'm gonna be walking around like them Asians. Remember back before this COVID shit when it was always
the Asians used to
you saw a lot of Asians wearing a mask, but you never knew why they wore the mask and everything like that.
Now you know why, bitch. I should find them bitches and slap them. Bitch, you been setting us up all this time, ain't let us know.
And they were the only ones you would ever see wearing a mask. Like you would never see any other people who were foreign and came over here wearing a mask. They were the only ones you would ever see wearing that mask. So it's almost like they were telling us something then, but we just didn't know what it was. And then when I looked back at it, I was like, that's why y'all was always wearing the mask. I mean, we didn't know what it was or what the reasoning was at the time. But now we all, wearing masks and everything like that. And when we started having to wear the mask, like when they kicked that in back in 2020, I said, I feel like a Asian tourist right now.
Yep. That's what you always told me, y'all. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why is they wearing masks? Now, shit, they gonna be looking.
I got a question for y'all.
What's up?
How y'all feel about that? I already know what Taurean gonna say, but how y'all feel about that coon Michael Eric Dyson?
Oh God. I had to dust off my Taurean. Yeah, I had to dust off my Taurean range persona after not doing it for months to deal with the bullshit.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. You went in on him.
that shit pissed me all the way off. Like Michael Eric Dyson was being so theatrical and so dramatic for no
What? Oh
reason.
no, y'all wouldn't talk to that black woman. I know. Yo, don't be mad because the racist white boy and she was buck dancing for a white man. So look, we got teas and tan and chocolate, and then we see your wife, nigga.
Yeah,
Like
Another
and
Cosby
then we see
detraction.
your and then we see your wife. Like how it's like how are you going to try to come at black men for allegedly not wanting to be with black women of a certain skin tone, and then we see your wife who is like she's damn near white herself. So it blew my mind to actually see that. But he's been doing this kind of shtick for years, and I don't know why people like try to gravitate towards him. I say he must be trying to sell another book because every time he needs to sell another book, he ends up coming out and talking out the side of his neck and out of the crack and crevice of his ass. Because
I remember him being.
You know it's bad, brother. You know it's bad when Jesse Lee Peterson gets more positive engagement on a video than you do.
Yeah, that's another one right there.
When a nigga use Tupac and Nas to try to be relevant.
LBZ, you kind of sound like muffled again.
Go again.
YouTube, man, fucking YouTube.
There they go again. The most hated man on YouTube. I knew it. I tell y'all. I look. I wear this pride. I'm the most hated nigga on social media. I love it. It ain't gonna work. Fuck you, Peckerwood. And like I was saying for these cocksuckers trying to interrupt what we said. He run around here with Taco Toya, with Burrito Bernice. He gonna sit up here and talk about the shades of nigga. First of all, y'all two racially ambiguous motherfuckers run around telling us about black people never trusted a black person who swirls with a white person. We don't trust you. Because it's like this. We understand that, yeah, we got some assholes in the community. Yeah, we got our problems. But no matter how many problems we got, there's no way I'm ever going to wife the oppressor.
Right.
Right.
You going to look through your family tree and find out your ex-wife owns you, nigga.
And like I had to point this out again. And people are probably tired of me pointing this out, but yet we're talking about another Cosby detractor. You see a pattern here? Most of these motherfuckers who attack Cosby in one way or another, they're motherfucking coons. So I don't want to hear shit they gotta say, man.
Exactly. Just like with Kamal Bell. I got so sick of seeing a picture of him before I even know who he was married to, because I'm like, I had posted this on Twitter. I said, how come every time I see a picture of Kamal Bell, he always has his mouth open? I swear, like he literally looks like one of those minstrel show characters that PC used to try to act like were black people back during those times. And I said, every time I see a picture, he always got his mouth open like he's laughing at some shit that ain't even funny.
Has he ever been in a black community? I'm talking about Kamal Bell. Probably hasn't.
I don't know.
I think he did.
It takes more than just having your head look like Frederick Douglass to say you're a part of the community.
See, that's what let me know he was married to a white woman. Cause you're not gonna be running around with no sister. She gonna have you looking like that. It's not a sister. It's not a sister in this chat room that's gonna let me run around with the motherfucker rocking the buckwheat with the motherfucker.
You do look like him though.
Right. With the Walmart gear on. Ain't no sister gonna let you wear Walmart gear with the buckwheat wig. If she let you wear the buckwheat wig, you gonna be dressed to the nines, nigga, with that buckwheat.
Y'all ever look
sister gonna let you do that?
Y'all ever look at Kamal? Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you one LVZ. You dropping some jewels, man. You need to write this shit down. This is good material.
Nah, it ain't material. It's the fucking truth. This the truth. When I first saw him, I said, what type of nigga dressed like this? Nigga got a white wife. I know it. Look, he got the white woman smile. Look how he talk. Well, I'm a black guy. I'm a black. I said, this nigga got white wife. It's just like a nigga with no facial hair. I know that nigga's a coon.
Daniel Cameron. We talking
See?
about you?
Right. I don't
Oh,
have to.
that guy right there really. I think he pissed. I think he pissed just about every black person off. You know, with the whole Breonna Taylor situation. I'm like, you literally could have ended this whole situation. This thing probably didn't even would have went to trial a long time ago, but you wanted to drag your feet and post and promote your engagement to your PC now wife in front of all their little PC. He the only black person there. I swear it looked like something out of a Jordan Peele movie and like on some Get Out shit. And then what got me too was when he and his wife had did a video in October around Halloween, and they did some kind of promote, like not a promo video, but a video of them going on there telling everybody Happy Halloween. I'm like, who does that? Like, who goes on there wishing their constituents and their supporters a Happy Halloween? Usually, you do that around Thanksgiving or Christmas. Halloween, though, really? When I saw that shit, I said this dude is compromised down, up, straight up and down. And then when you find out that his mentor is none other than Moscow Mitch, or as I like to call him, Slappy from Goosebumps, that told me all I needed to know right there.
Speaking of the trial, let's keep an eye on this Breonna trial, and watch the play-by-play on how it goes down.
I was telling people before you had came up, I said that I really have removed myself from keeping up on all of these trials because to get so emotionally involved in it, it would like literally be playing with your head. I said, just let me know what the results of it is. I said I was right about the McMichaels and William Roddy Bryan. I knew they was going to go to jail. I knew Kim Potter was going to get time, not nearly enough time to be honest. Derek Chauvin, I knew he was going to be found guilty. They just found the 3 cops guilty who was with Derek Chauvin, I think yesterday. Now with this one with Breonna Taylor, because they literally dragged their feet with this is the one that I'm not so hopeful for, and will not be surprised if they're found not guilty, because they literally dragged their feet. Just today, the judge kicked out Breonna Taylor's sister because she had a shirt on. It was a shirt that she had on that I guess, I don't know what it was about, but they kicked her out of the courtroom.
Wow.
And if we want to talk about stepping outside the community, here's another individual I can't stand. What about Charles Barkley, no neck, fat ass?
Oh, that's the golden boy of that.
Yeah. And still has no ring.
Nah, Jason Whitlock, fat ass, will tie up with Charles Barkley.
Man, you petty for that.
You said Jason Whitlock or Fatlock? Yeah, that's another one who always has something to say.
Like
when it comes to black people.
Sorry to cut you off, Taurean. Like Town Biz says, he got a membership at the nearest Golden Corral.
Yeah, that's the only time you'll probably see him outside is when he's going to get something to eat. So
what about Kwame Brown?
I used to stand with him, man, but he really disappointed me, man. But I'm not surprised. A lot of people have disappointed me over the years.
And then, of course,
what happened to Capital P? Ain't nobody saying Capital P lately.
Oh, he's talking about Wendy Williams? I knew exactly what you were talking about when you said that. But she had to step down from her show, and now Sherry Shepherd is the new host.
Another Cosby detractor.
The new permanent host.
Hold on, you talking about Wendy or Sherry Shepherd, Cosby detractor?
Wendy Williams.
Oh, she was doing that shit too?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. She was very happy. Like when the first trial started to happen, she was very happy that he, was found guilty initially, because apparently back in the day, Cosby said some things about her, or critiqued her about something personally, and she took it personally. And now she feels that him being found guilty. And now that he at the time was found guilty of that, she found joy in that, and she pretty much expressed how she felt on her show. Like if you go up and look up old clips, and I won't blame if you didn't, you can actually hear the ecstatic sound in her voice and her tone of how happy she was when he got found guilty that second time around.
real talk, the only thing Dr. Cosby could have been saying about her back in them days when she was transitioning fresh from radio to TV was about her coke habit. That's it, her coke habit. Like,
I remember when Judge Mathis went in on her about her coke habit when he
Yep.
when she had interviewed him on her old radio show back
That
in the day.
show is legendary. I have it downloaded.
He went in on, and you know, Judge Mathis, he has no problem calling people in his courtroom a crackhead.
Salute Judge.
And how he
Salute
was
Judge
giving her,
Greg
how he was
Mathis.
giving her co-host the business.
Hell yeah. Salute Judge Greg Mathis, damn it. Salute that man from Detroit. That man go hard. He don't bite his tongue. I fuck with Greg Mathis, yo. He the realest one.
They calling people a crackhead. That should be funny.
Listen, the only judge, in my opinion, that's more raw than Mathis is. Let's not forget about the one who kickstarted it, Judge Joe Brown. He really went
hard. Yep. Salute both of them.
Let's go back and watch them old clips. I'll be dying laughing when I hear his commentary and shit. But you got to agree with him. He was dropping jewels.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Well, who is this y'all was talking about Buckwheat and shit? Like, who the fuck is a
Kamal Bell?
Kamal Bell.
I ain't never heard of this motherfucker, man.
We'll understand if you did. Listen, we'll understand if you did. We won't hold it against you. But yeah, he has this show on CNN called Shades of America or Shades in America or something like that.
I wanted to talk about CNN.
He just basically be going around talking to a bunch of different white people. That's about
it. They canceled that shit.
But he made this documentary called Let's Talk About Cosby back in and it came out back in January, and people was going in on him, and he made this documentary. I remember a quote that he made after the fact, and he was basically saying he didn't expect Cosby to be out of jail because he made this documentary while he was still locked up, and then all of a sudden last summer, he was released, and he came out and said that he didn't expect this. He claims that he reached out to his people, to Bill Cosby people, but Bill Cosby people came back and said, we didn't get a call from anyone by the name of Kamal Bell to talk about Bill Cosby. So, where is this coming from and everything like that? And then what he tried to do is he tried to play the victim role and try to say, I think my career might be ending because of this. And we were saying, what career? Exactly. We was like, what career are you talking about? Like that was the first thing that we had said. Like, what career?
I'm not gonna lie. I did hear about this motherfucker before his CNN days, which I'm gonna get on CNN's ass in a minute. But I heard about him before then. He used to have this show on FX called, I forgot what it was called. Don't really matter because it seemed like a dumbass show. But I heard about him before then. He just seemed like an unfunny dude, like DL and some other people.
That's another motherfucker that get on my nerve. DL Hughley punk ass, man. Yeah, he ain't funny. I don't know how the fuck he been famous this damn long.
Listen,
you know why? Because he catered to white people.
Listen, man, you talking about a motherfucker that was riding the coattails of even Steve Harvey and said, and especially Bernie Mac, rest in peace.
Yeah. With the Kings of Comedy, because everybody, I remember when Kings of Comedy came out back in 2000, and everybody, I swear, that was like an event. Like when that movie came out, and like every black person went to go watch that movie. Of course, I didn't go see it because I wasn't old enough to go watch it at the time. But everybody who went to go see it, and you would ask them who was your favorite, D.L. Hughley's name never ever came up.
Exactly.
Out of all four of them that were performing, who was part of that, his name never came up when people asked who was your favorite. It was always Bernie Mac was usually the first one that always came up. Or Steve Harvey and Cedric Entertainer, but D.L. Hughley his name never came up out of the four of them.
And shout out to Cedric. That was it. Like you ain't never heard D.L. name.
Shouts out to Dave
Bobby because he was roasted.
And I think the only reason Steve Harvey's name really came up is because it was Steve Harvey's show. Like that was his production. Yep. So his name would come up automatically. But when it came to people when they say who their favorite was, Bernie Mac was always the first person to come up. And then years later, when I was old enough to watch it, I said I can see why they said Bernie Mac, because Bernie Mac was funny as shit. Listen, my favorite part of that whole thing was when he was talking about bringing in his sister's kids, which of course we know was him leading into him doing what was the theme for Bernie Mac show. And when he was talking about his, getting his sister's kids, but when he was talking about the son, about the nephews, I'm not gonna say what he said or what he called his nephew, but when he was talking about the milk and cookies, that shit is hilarious. He's like, "What you coming down here for?" The kids are milk and
It's a milk
cookies.
Then I tell your big
Yeah,
head ass
man.
boy he couldn't have no milk and cookies.
Good cookies. And
Hey,
then
yo,
he went
homie,
and
no
told the
thanks.
little girl went down there.
You
Yeah.
can't get another Bernie Mac, man. Like I ain't gonna never forget when he died. Like I was still on Paris Island. The fucking drill instructor came in there. This motherfucker pale white as my damn TV screen.
And you
He
want to know
like,
something? You want to know something weird? I believe it was like either the same day or the day after Isaac Hayes
Isaac
passed.
Hayes. Yeah,
Another legend.
yeah, they died one right after the other. They both of them died as soon as they finished filming Soul Men. Like right after they finished that movie, both of them died.
That's
Like,
an underrated movie in my opinion, in my personal opinion.
hell yeah, that movie was the shit. That was the shit, and that was the first time I got to see Samuel L. Jackson like his straight up comedic side. Because every other movie he be funny, but he be real serious in that shit. But Soul Man, he was just straight up funny. Like,
Sam Jackson, his funny kicks in whenever he says his signature line, "Motherfucker." I swear, I swear, if there was a way that Sam Jackson could copyright that word, he would, because that's a word right there that, of course, has been around way before we knew who a Sam Jackson was. And it's not like he came up with the word, but it's just the way that he says it. The way that he says that word, no one else can say it like him. They even found a way to slip that in there in the I don't know if y'all saw it, but in the post-credit scenes of Infinity War, when he got snapped,
Yeah, I saw that.
He started to say it. I said they found a way to slip that in there, or he slipped it in there himself.
Yeah.
I said even in a Marvel movie, he still had to find a way to actually
gets paid extra.
Yeah, he couldn't trademark that word.
He gets paid extra to say it.
Just like when he was on Snakes on the Plane. I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. That line right there, if nobody remembered anything else from that movie, they're gonna remember that line.
Yep. He don't have he got like a trademark on the words, kinda. Like he kinda do.
Yeah, because it's just the way that he delivers it is like it's just great. They even kind of made fun of it when he did that movie with Ryan Reynolds called The Hitman's Bodyguard. When Ryan Reynolds was just saying something about like, I have never heard someone say the word motherfucker that much. Like they kind of made a joke of it in the movie, and I saw it in the trailer. And right after he said it, it went to a clip of Sam Jackson saying "TikTok motherfucker." I'm like, damn. I wonder how many times did he say it.
Somebody mentioned it a minute ago. Like he does get like a little kickback from the film project whenever he adds that to his line script. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like how the Patriots, well, not the Patriots, the Broncos did with Peyton Manning when he was calling the plays. Like every time he said Omaha, he got a check, he got a bag, like just for putting that in his play call.
Yeah.
So like they do that with Sam Jackson in Hollywood when he say motherfucker. Like somebody said it.
Now the one issue that I had with that movie Soul Plane is that you had that cornball, and y'all know who I'm talking about, John Legend ass.
Soul Plane?
You mean Soul Man? Or Soul
Yeah,
Man?
Soul Man. Yeah, my bad.
I'm about to say John Legend wasn't in Soul Plane.
Did I say Soul Plane
even
or Soul Man?
I'm about to say was John Legend even around when Soul Plane came out?
Hey, fuck that though. Hey, Spidey, I'll give you this though. They didn't really have him a full role, but them few minutes he was in that song, that song that they were singing when they
I'm Your Puppet.
Yeah, man. Hey, John Legend killed that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He a clown, yes, but that motherfucker can sing.
I can't stand John Legend's one note singing ass. Like every time he sings, it's the same one note. I'm like, can you sing any other note but that? Because there's only one other artist I can think of that can sing one note that I actually can listen to, and that's Bill Withers.
Listen, man. Gone are the days you had artists like Aretha, Sam Cooke, and actual singers and shit.
Yeah, that's why I find myself. That's why I find myself listening to a lot of music from back then, because that's when you had people that could actually sing. Like they didn't have all the extra added technology to make their voice sound good. And I always said that if you really want to hear an artist sing, go see them sing live. And I mean actually singing to a live microphone, not singing to a track or anything like that.
No
That's what I want.
shit. Yeah.
That's one thing that I started to do on Twitter is every Thursday I would post different like songs from back then, you know, kind of like a throwback type of thing, just so people can remember what songs sounded like back then. Even like from songs from the early 2000s, I would post like songs from that time period. Like one week, like as you know, a couple weeks ago, it marked 10 years since the passing of Whitney Houston. So I posted up the song by her called I Have Nothing, which was on the Bodyguard soundtrack. I said a lot of people love her singing I Will Always Love You, but I think that I Have Nothing song beats that on the vocal scale. Like she really dug deep into her soul for that
one. Who?
Huh?
Who I kind of tuned out for a moment. Who was you talking about?
I was talking about Whitney Houston. The song she did for the Bodyguard called "I Have Nothing," which was the track after "I Will Always Love You." But a lot of people like "I Will Always Love You" because that's the staple, and it kind of pushes "I Have Nothing" to the back. But if you, I don't know if you ever heard the song. Like that song, like man, she really, and if you got like listen to her sing that song live, when she sings it live, it sounds even better.
I have a question for you, Taurean.
What's that?
How did you feel about what Jesse Wu said about Whitney Houston?
Who?
Jesse Wu.
Who is that?
She's some Haitian comedian chick.
Is she
I ain't never heard of that bitch.
Is she Asian?
Nah, Haitian.
Oh, she's Haitian. Because I thought I'd ask because of that last name Wu. But what did she? What did she say?
She was on Wild 'N Out, and they had like one of their segments, and she made a joke saying how Whitney couldn't come to the phone because she was dead.
And again, I asked, who is this person?
She's like some Haitian comedian chick.
Again, I asked you, who is she?
Nick, I know. I'm just saying.
Hey, let me say this though. This goes out to Nick Cannon. Look, I respect you, brother. I know you're trying to put on people, but you gotta let some of these motherfuckers go. Starting with Rick Michaels.
And the thing about it is, a lot of these new up and coming comedians, artists, what the fuck ever, man. Like they blow their shot before they get to the right place at the right time. Like, so whoever that bitch is that we were just talking about, she just killed any shot that she had of fucking having a career with Black Hollywood, with comedy, whether she make music, what the fuck ever. People gonna always remember her taking a shot at Whitney Houston. Like, that's what she gonna be remembered for. She not gonna have a fucking.
You know what?
career.
And speaking, and you know what's so crazy? A lot of people say stuff like about like our dead icons and stuff like that. But I bet you she would have never said that about Whitney Houston if she was still alive. One thing people seem to forget:
Whitney Houston was with the shit.
Exactly. As talented as Whitney Houston was, and she was extremely talented. Like we'll never get another voice like that ever. But as talented as she was, that woman was born in East Orange, New Jersey, aka the hood. And at the time she was around, she grew up with and seeing a lot of hood shit. That was a hood chick at heart, and she would check your ass. Let's not forget, she too, like Judge Mathis, cussed the hell out of Wendy Williams. That right there is another iconic.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She cussed the hell out of Wendy Williams because I'm like, how you going to try to check her when y'all both were going through the same thing? Whitney did her shit, you did your shit. Don't try to come up and be holier than now, like you wasn't on that booger sugar your damn self.
Yeah, at least Whitney was open with it. She ain't trying to hide it.
Whitney didn't hide that she had an addiction. But you know what? Whitney admitted she had an addiction, but she also came out with one of the most iconic lines when she did that Diane Sawyer interview. Crack is whack. I said exactly, Whitney. Crack is whack. I mean, you kind of sound like a hypocrite when you said it, but it is whack. But you know, one of my other favorite moments for her was when she was on the BET Awards back in the first year that they had it, because she had got like the Lifetime Achievement Award. And after everybody performed, one of the funniest things that made me laugh with her, and I said, Whitney must be high right now, and she probably was when they called her out to come accept the award. She came out, lifted up her dress because she had like one of them dresses that had a train on it, so she didn't want to trip over her dress. She came out there skipping. I said, Whitney is funny as shit. She came out there skipping, but then when she got up to the podium to like talk and everything and thank people, somebody had said something out in the audience, and she looked up. She's like, "Hold on, what are you talking about? That's mine." And she looked up in the audience and said, "You better lay low." I said, Whitney is funny as shit. I said she is funny as hell. I said I missed that side of her because she was a real person. She wasn't trying to be like they tried to polish her and tried to make her this princess, but she could she just we could see those who really watched her. We knew that she was extremely talented, but we knew that she was raw as fuck. Like she told it like it was, and that's the kind of thing that we liked from the artists from back in the day. They told it like it was. Like they weren't trying to put on like for image purposes. And she told it like it was, even all the way to the last time, to the day that she died. She said, one thing you're not going to get from me is when I perform is you're not going to have me singing to a track. I'm going to sing live, no matter how my voice sounds. Of course, it's not going to sound like it did back then. I know what I did and I destroyed my voice, but I'm going to continue to sing live until the day they put me in the ground. And that's one thing she did. If you look at all of her performances live, she sounded different pretty much every single time. She never sang the same song the same way.
Yeah, the only person I've seen that sound the same live like Whitney Houston, that sound exactly like they do on their tracks singing live, and they ain't got no kind of vocal adaptations or nothing like that on the mic. Is the males go is R. Kelly. Like if you heard R. Kelly sing live, like him and Whitney, like they ain't nobody else fucking with them with that.
My personal favorite song of Whitney is "You Give Good Love." To me, nothing will never beat that song when it comes to her catalog.
All her first song.
Good Love.
Yeah, that was the first song that she ever came out with.
And regardless to what some people may think, Bobby Brown really complimented Whitney as far as like openness to the public.
Yeah,
he tried to clean her up.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't realize that it was her that put him on like some of the more harder drugs, and how she got on it was because of her older brother. But they kept trying to push this thing that Bobby Brown was the one that put her on. But I said, no, that wasn't the case. Like they admitted that years ago, and y'all still keep peddling this lie that he was the one that put her on these hard drugs. I'm like, no, she was already on that stuff before she got with him. It's just that it kind of escalated later.
I'm glad he showed that shit too in the Bobby Brown story. Remember, he put like that movie was way underrated.
Yeah, I watched that.
The last good movie by BET.
Yeah, I remember when they did. Remember they did the New Edition one. I think that was one of the first times that BET probably had that high of an audience rating in such a long time by a majority Black people, because a lot of Black people had already written BET off. But when they did that movie about New Edition, and that was a very good movie. Like that was very well done. And I think what we liked about it is the fact that the involvement of the original members of the group. They also had the actors actually really singing the songs. They weren't singing to a backtrack, and you can tell that they were really singing because their voices sounded slightly different, but kind of the same. But it was a really well done, well put out production. And then they did the Bobby Brown one because they knew people wanted to see what his story was like, once he left New Edition and his life. And I think really people wanted to see it because they wanted to see what that relationship was like between him and Whitney, because whenever they talk about Bobby Brown, they always going to bring her up because she definitely, of course, played a huge part in his life. But what I didn't know was when right before they got married, that Whitney was literally doing lines of coke right before she walked down the aisle. Like that's how heavy she was, into it.
Damn.
They actually showed it and everything. Like they was looking for her, and I think Bobby had went and they found her, and she was right there in her wedding dress with the tray, doing a line of coke before she walked down that aisle. So she was on that stuff pretty heavy back in the day.
She could afford it though, because that was the rich man's drug in that time.
Yeah, and they knew she was on it too. Like Clive Davis, like he knew she was on that. Like he knew but they didn't try to stop her.
Hey, what do y'all? What y'all think about? What y'all think about that motherfucking Nick Gordon who passed a few years ago?
Nick Gordon.
Oh yeah, the one that was with Bobby Christina.
Yeah,
I thought first off, I think he had something to do with her death.
that
Number
was
one,
obvious.
I think he had something to do with her death. And that's crazy how she died because she died the same way her mother did in the tub. So, but I think he definitely had something to do with her death. But I don't think they really tried to dive too deep into that. But because they TV1 had did a movie about her, and the way that it ended was him closing the door and it just cuts off, and then she's in the tub. So I think he has something to do with her death, and then he ends up dead. And didn't one of Bobby? Then his oldest son passed away like a couple years ago. It's like
Yeah, I think it was a year ago.
It was
Yeah.
like somebody was tying up loose ends. That's how it looked.
Yeah, so but yeah, it's just crazy, and it's like you kind of feel bad for Bobby because it's like it seems like everyone around him he's just losing. He's losing, he lost his
That
wife,
man has been through hell.
he lost his daughter, his son. He had a connection somewhere with Nick Gordon, so he lost him too. So, and it's just amazing that man is still here. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Brown had to have seeked a lot of therapy after all of that. I wouldn't even be surprised if Bobby Brown had suicidal thoughts.
And the fact that he's even strong enough to go back on tour, I gotta commend him on that one because I don't know if I would be able to do that.
Well, his new wife, and because he pretty much had started another family. Like his new wife and they children that him and her had together had a lot to do with that. Him bouncing back, it was like I hate to make it sound like that, but he was kind of able to start over family wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that is weird though, TR, like how you brought up, like she died exactly the same as her mother. Like I seen that before, and it was actually fairly recent. Like there's this cat from my area, like his dad, nobody know like how his dad died unless you got a chance to catch him with his guard down when he relaxed, not around the homies. He told me, and he's like, yeah, because I was like, how'd your dad pass away? And he was like, a car wreck. And then, not too long ago, what I'm saying, he ended up crashing and burning, like literally crashed and burned, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of sad, and everybody posting RIP and all that shit on the book. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't really like him like that. So like, it's gonna sound kind of mean, but everybody's sad and shit. I'm like, I don't really care like that. But I mean, I do find that, you know what I'm saying, like that shit is weird to me. Like he died exactly how his dad did, and a lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying? His dad crashed and passed, you know what I'm saying, and he crashed and burned.
That's just crazy how life works sometimes.
Yeah. That's why I mean I'll be paranoid, man. Like I'm a hermit. When I go home from work, I be in the house, man. Like they just caught this cop like one county over from where I'm at. I'm thinking the dude was dead because you know how when you get a missing persons case, most of the time you got maybe 36 to 48 hours tops before the person is pretty much they start predicting that they dead. And this dude was gone for like a week, almost 2 weeks. But I came in the house. My dude like, yeah, they found him. They found that cop. Like he tried to fake his death, I guess. I said, well, he must not be black. One, to fake your death, you need a body. You got to have a body to fake your death. Like he just tried to fucking do the missing shit, but they caught him, took his dumb ass to jail. I'm like, if he didn't want to be a cop no more, he should have just left the force.
Wait, so you said he faked? You said he faked his death because he didn't want to be a cop no more.
I think that's why. That would pretty much be my presumption why. Because I mean,
that's a stupid reason to want to fake your death. Like you said like you could have went other avenues if you didn't want to be a cop anymore. Like it's not that deep that you had to pull something like that and try to fake your death. Now you made matters worse for yourself.
Maybe, but maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Because if he was if you're thinking about it like the way we are, if he was a straight edge cop, you know what I'm saying, upholding the law, public servant, then yeah, that would be stupid. But if he was one of the crooked ones in bed with the wrong people, you know what I'm saying, people he might have to run and hide from, then that would explain a whole lot. about
Right.
why he was hiding out. You know what I'm saying, in some lady house in South Carolina, because that's where they found him.
Wow.
Yeah, it should be crazy, man. Like, what y'all think about this Russia shit, man? The Ukraine, you know what I'm
We was
saying?
talking about
We
that
was talking
shit
about that
earlier,
earlier.
man.
We were talking about that earlier. That was like one of the first things he was talking about.
Oh, everybody,
We
that's
don't care.
exactly. I don't like everybody talking about it. I'm looking like, man,
Listen, the
they
only
I'm
thing
looking
I
at
gotta
black folks saying pray for Ukraine. I'm looking at y'all. What are y'all doing?
who
Pray
said
for us.
that?
listen,
Throw a
listen.
block
I've seen a
party
bunch
for
of black
those.
people on Instagram. They've been saying pray for Ukraine.
Oh,
The
well,
only
that's why I ain't see it because I ain't got no fucking Instagram.
the only thing I got to comment on this right now is the only thing that this whole debacle is going to do is making this inflation worse.
Hold up, stop. I see
Correct.
some shit in the comments. Janesta Coleman, when did Janet Jackson and Bobby Brown have sex? Bobby clapped Janet. Yo,
I
Yep.
thought that
Probably did.
I thought
Jenna
that
got
was public
around.
knowledge.
Yeah, he did. He did clap that ass.
damn, Bobby.
They
Bobby was
talked. They
there.
that was
Bobby the
mentioned.
goat.
That was
Bobby the
mentioned. That
goat.
was mentioned. That was mentioned in his movie, the one they
Yeah,
did
yeah,
with
that's
EP.
right. I didn't even think about it. You're right, TR. I remember that part. That's right. That's right. That was in the beginning, wasn't it?
No,
When he
no,
was dating her.
no disrespect to Janet. I just had to tell the truth.
What happened to that billionaire? Wasn't she married to that dude? They
Oh,
had a
she left
kid.
him as soon as
That
she
was.
got.
I said
As
that was
soon
a.
as she got
I
her
said.
5 years, she
I
left.
said that was a bit. I said that was a business arrangement. Like that. I didn't really
That was
see
a
that as a
finesse.
marriage. I said that
That
was
was
a
a
business
finesse.
arrangement because he wanted a child. She wanted a child, and I think it's more so he wanted an heir to pass on his legacy to, because he didn't have any children. And so the arrangement was that, there will be a child produced, and she had to stay in the marriage for a certain amount of time, left the marriage, and they gave her a huge amount of money,
Yeah, 5 years.
and then she was
Every
out.
year, yeah, yeah.
So
Every
that I
year
really saw
she
I
gets
really saw I really saw
$100
it
million
as a business
estate.
arrangement rather than a marriage.
Well, that's what every marriage is, man. I be trying to tell dudes like this one cat I used to work with him. We was pretty much both working for his dad doing private security, but me and him got in a big ass argument about that shit, marriage. And he's talking about it in the traditional sense, but I'm like, man, you're talking about how shit was for our parents and grandparents. Like, we can't do shit the way they did. It's a new day, a new time, and these females are raised
Yes,
with a
a whole it's
different
a whole different
mentality,
ball
bro.
game.
Well, I,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
well, I have to give credit to Janet, and thanks, Taurean, for bringing this up in your review for the Janet Jackson documentary.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like her just wanting to be a mother for so long and being committed to just raising her son.
Yeah.
I saw a recent video of theirs because I follow Janet on Instagram. Um, I saw a recent video of theirs just having a mom and son day out, and they were at a jungle gym. The son
Mm-hmm.
was having a hard time getting up the simulated that simulated rock climb.
Mm-hmm.
And Janet gave her son, like, words of encouragement. And on like the fourth try, he finally got up there. So it was like, yeah, I see, her words in action. And
Yeah.
this is par for the course of her, like, being a good mother, motivate
Yeah.
your children to exceed what they think are their limits and push past them.
Yeah, because they talked about that in the documentary. Like, they were actually, they some of her family members were actually kind of shocked that she even had a child, because they said they didn't see Janet as being a mother or being like motherly like that. Of course, like, how she is around with her nieces and nephews, but that's different because those aren't your children. You can send them back to their parents when you're done with them. But she, they said that she's a very good hands-on mother, and she's basically said if her career like was to stop today, the best job she can do right afterwards is just being a mother to her son. So when she said that, and after what you just said, that pretty much confirms that she has the mother thing down, and she has the resources, and I'm sure she probably still gets some assist, from the father. And I never heard them say anything about her keeping the child away from the father. I've never heard anything like that. So apparently they have some kind of arrangement where the father can still see the son, even though clearly he lives like in another part of the world.
That
So it looks like they probably got that co-parenting thing on lock. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's a healthy family dynamic, especially in the era we live in, and so many things, so much propaganda being thrown from all 8 ways, like full circle. It's nice to see, a semblance of a
Mhm.
healthy family dynamic or a healthy family arrangement being put on display and being shown that it could be done.
Yeah.
Hey,
Someone had
hey,
mentioned it. Someone had mentioned in the chat about I had showed it on my the live stream that I did
yeah, I was
last
about to
week
bring that up. Yeah.
Hey,
about what happened at that Applebee's.
yeah, can
Hey,
we see
let me,
that? I was about to ask, can we see that? Is you able to play a video with us up here? Or can you do it, TR? I got to see it one more time. I had something in my eye when you played it. I got to see it one more time.
May the ancestors bless his connection. We need all that.
hey, I'll tell y'all this though. When he was beating his ass, here's a song that I was thinking of. In the words of Uncle LL, Mama said, "Knock you out."
Yes, sir. He would have for sure if he'd have hit his ass with a closed hand, because them slaps was hard. Them bitches echoed across that restaurant. Like I heard them shits
And
loud and clear.
Yeah, every slap, the ancestors were smiling.
and
Yes,
let, and
sir.
The
let me
hard,
say this. And
the
let me say
hardest
this.
part of, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry about that, Joseph. Let me say this real quick. Let me say this. Thanks a lot, Chris Rock, for putting that stupid ass shit up out there, talking about this a difference between black folks and niggas. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Oh yeah, because he definitely did say that. Like the guy in the video, the white guy in the video did say that. Like you'll hear it. Hold on, let me pull it up.
The hardest part, the hardest part of that, and
Now this is the edited version of it, so you don't hear all the words. That's why it's like being bleeped out.
It was
moral
was
of the
that
story,
How was that? What was that?
the logo for the Young Turks, or as I like to call them, the Young Trolls?
That was Dr. Rashad. I forgot his last name, but I think he has like a connection with them. But he has his own channel, so that is their logo though.
Is that you mean Singleton?
No, no. I forgot his last name. It's crazy. I was just watching this. Saw
That's to
that
do with the
channel.
glasses.
Yes.
Hold up. Black Voltron, D Tubman's version of the video. She got coins coming out of
Oh
the
yeah,
head.
she got the cord. Yeah, she had the
Black-
sonic rings coming out.
I got to see that shit.
A Black Voltron need to come up here while he
Yeah,
can.
man. Yeah, where you at, Voltron?
But yeah.
Is it to him, the way he talk about it, I would love, because I already know if TR did a remix of the clip, he would have sonic rings coming out his. It's like, he be saying that shit, he be killing me, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've actually said stuff like that. I said some of these people need the sonic rings knocked out of them. So when you actually see it, it's like when people add like the little effects and everything like that, it makes it even funnier. Just like if y'all remember the Cleveland bus driver who uppercutted that chick a few
Yes,
years
sir.
ago.
Yes, sir.
And
I remember that.
the effect that they added to that was like they did a few of them. They did a Mortal Kombat one, but the funniest one was
Yes.
definitely the Street Fighter one, because on Street Fighter they'll show it, and when they say KO, like it kind of freezes, and then they say KO, it goes, it knocks him back into slow motion. So they added that in there. So when she got knocked back, she froze, and then they said KO when she fell back in slow motion, and then made the sound effect that the person is yelling and they're echoing as they fall into the ground.
Yeah, I got to see that. I got to see that one there.
But yeah, like that guy in that Applebee's, he definitely deserved that. And like people were saying, it's a new day. And I can tell that this black guy, he was definitely an older black guy. So he was probably back from a time period when he probably couldn't say anything when people say something to him. But he's like, you know what? It's 2022. So these slaps that you getting, I said he had to reach deep down into the ancestral realm and come back up with those hits. And he said this, he probably saying, this is for me, this is for my mother, my dad, my grandparents, like the ones who couldn't do anything. I'm doing it for them. And that's why I said, when people said that, when Joe Rogan said the N-word, and to not make a big deal of it, I said, you don't speak for us. You can't say that it's not a big deal, because it is a big deal. And in that video right there, it showed that. And see, a lot of people try to claim that they were making too much of it because it's just a word or everything like that. I said, okay, keep saying that, and keep in mind what happened in this video. But one thing that did get me was like some things that people didn't pay attention to was when the black waitress who was right there, when she heard him say it, like her expression, she kind of threw her hands up like, oh my God, like she said, because she knew it was about to happen. But then what I liked is that she didn't try to stop this black man from going in on this white guy. She ran up out of there. She just ran. All you saw was a black woman in an all black outfit just run across that screen. She got out the way. And then you saw the white guy was trying to hold him up with the chairs, but that wasn't even enough, because that guy slapped him until he didn't hit his head on the floor. He fell hard. And then he kept getting up. The white lady who was with him was kind of telling him to stop, because you had no advantage. Like, you literally are getting beat right here and you're still talking. And he just kept going. It's like, he's lucky he didn't hit him with a closed fist, because a closed fist would have definitely knocked him out.
Or it would have broke some bones in his face. Like this, the way that video played out reminds me of a situation. This brother got busted down in the military along with me. Like, it was three of us. Like, my situation, it was a verbal confrontation with a sergeant. It never got physical, but he ain't used no racial slurs. But my man's, and he a brother from Harlem. He a boxer. You know what I'm saying? One of them white cats that's with that rah-rah Marine shit, fucking thinking he invincible because he a Marine. Like, he put his hands on my man. And
what
Tony,
state was he from? Sorry to cut you off.
Which, you talking about the white dude or my man?
The white dude.
I don't know. He wasn't in my unit, but my man pieced him up. And y'all let me know if this is going overboard or not. But the white dude rushed my man he touched him 3 times, you know what I'm saying? But he only got allowed to get close enough for 2. First time he pushed my man twice, and then he rushed him. And when he rushed my man, my dog reacted, pieced him up. Like, but pretty much with every time my man hit him, he broke something. Every time my man Antonio touched him, he fucking broke something. The first punch, he broke his nose. Second punch, broke his jaw. Third punch, he punched him in the eye, broke his orbital bone, the eye socket. He rearranged.
I know they weren't having. I know they. Sorry to cut you off again. I know they weren't having that shit. I know his ass got court-martialed or something like that.
Nah, he got put. They sent him somewhere, and like none of the brothers didn't know where he was. But like I organized. I don't know if I should say this shit online, but like I got some.
Don't say it then.
You know what I'm saying? I just had some people to walk back and forth by the offices where the higher ups was at, and just walk by the windows, mean mugging them motherfuckers, like at a constant all day, like motherfuckers circling the office, walking back and forth by the office, a bunch of big burly black motherfuckers. Then like at the end of the day, when everybody getting off work for formation, we grouped up walking down there. So I'm like, look, y'all want this to stop? You know what I'm saying? This man, he got to come back. Y'all talk about accountability, but ain't no accountability for, you know what I'm saying, this Marine. He been missing for X amount of weeks and ain't nobody talking about him. He need to show up, or you know what I'm saying, some stuff might start going wrong around here. Then they brought him back a week later. But some people say he went overboard. That was too much. Fuck that. One of them people put their damn hands on you, man. The way I see it, I would have done exactly how he done. Retaliated with deadly force. Like they thought my man was trying to kill him. They thought my man was trying to kill him. That's why they took him to that place.
And that's the thing. Like that's why when it comes to like black people, especially black men in particular, they're scared of that force that we have when we're fighting. Because like I've actually seen people say, it's a difference between when you see women fighting versus when you see men fighting, especially when it comes to black men. I've actually seen people say that when they see black men fighting, it's scary. Like it looks scary because it looks deadly. Like because the forces behind our hits are very, very powerful. And you said that every time he hit him, he broke something. Like literally, he practically had to probably cause this guy to get some kind of reconstructive surgery.
He did.
His face.
He did, but my man Antonio is like it's crazy you say that because that's what people think that never seen him before. Like how I am in my avatar, my man Antonio not built like I am at all. Like that's how I swing. I got a Deontay Wilder type punch. No kind of accuracy, no discipline. You just got to pray that bitch don't touch you. You know what I'm saying? But with him, Antonio, he's like a Mayweather. He just taller and leaner, got longer reach, but he been fighting since he was like 12. So he know exactly where to hit you, how to hit you, and he been training, doing it for a long time. So it didn't take a lot of force. He told me like when I punched him, I didn't even hit him that hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just where he hit him. He hit him directly in that bridge between the nose and the mouth, which is the most tender spot on the face, and it's a pressure point for y'all who don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you put them first two knuckles on the face if you have to punch one.
Serves him right. That's all I gotta say. Serves his ass right.
Yeah.
And when also too, like, whenever I see videos like the one y'all just saw, notice that every time when a black person has to check somebody like that, then that's when it's like, okay, game over. Now we got to intervene. But if it's a white person, they just let them antagonize them. And that's why I brought up when I did the live stream last week where people first saw the video was the one, it was at the school and it was in the cafeteria where you had that white girl messing with that other girl. I want to say she may have been Arab or something like that because I don't think she was that she was black, but she was messing with her, constantly messing with her and like hitting her. And then all of a sudden, this black girl came out of nowhere and went in on this white girl. Like she was windmilling the hell out of her. And like that white girl couldn't get not one hit in. And then she slammed her head up against that cafeteria table. And I know that had to hurt. And then they was on the floor going at it. And then when they finally got the black girl up off of her, she gave her one last kick to the head with some chucks on. She lucky she didn't have heels on when she did it because I know that would have did some serious damage. But the point I'm making is they let this white girl constantly antagonize this other girl, laughing and everything like that. But when the black girl stepped in and started going in, oh my God, get her off of her. She's killing her. I'm like, she's not killing her.
That's exactly how they
over-exaggerate it. They had to over-exaggerate it.
Yeah, you exactly right. Like, because this, my man told, I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all saying he put his hands on my man twice before my man reacted. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Did anybody try to stop dude from touching Tone? And they like, nah, man. Like, dude rushed him twice, but the third time, like, he ran at him like a bull. Like, he charged at him. It was like, man, he stuck his left hand out, took his glasses off, popped him nose with the right hand. It was like, that motherfucker nose, that blood and shit shot everywhere. Like it looked like somebody dropped a water balloon on his face.
Wow. What's going on, Black Voltron? You see you kind of quiet.
Black Voltron, what's happening, brother?
Hello.
Yo, Voltron.
How y'all doing today?
We good, brother.
Kind of muffling, bro.
Yeah, you coming in low.
So how y'all doing today? Can you hear me?
He's still coming in low.
Now it came in even lower.
I'm telling you, man, StreamYard, y'all keep fucking with the wrong people.
But I'm glad TR broke that down. Like you can't, they like you say they watched the girl beat up the Indian chick, and then when the sister jumped in, you say everybody ran like,
Yeah,
oh my god.
that's when it became a concern. That's when it became an issue. Because like I said, because it's almost like they said it was okay for her to mess with this Indian girl who I now found out is Indian or Pakistani. And then, but when the black girl stepped in and started going in on her, and she man, that video was crazy when I saw that. Like that white girl didn't get one hit in. She tried, but see the way that the black girl was fighting her, she made sure to keep the girl's head down where she could not see her. And then that's when she got her hits in. But then when she slammed her up against that table, it was it after that. I'm surprised she didn't get knocked out from that, because I said, when I saw her hit her side of her head, like right here on that table, and the black girl just kept going in on the floor and then gave her one last kick to the head. By the time they finally got her off of her, that white girl got up. She listen, that girl saw stars. She saw planets. She saw all the little Lucky Charms swirling around her head. She didn't know where she was.
Man, she saw the whole damn Milky Way.
I'm glad TR brought that up though, because like as far as and ladies in the comment section, because I'm glad TR brought up that situation concerning girls, like because they do the same thing with black women that they do with us. Like, don't let nobody tell y'all sisters how to respond when another female put their hands on you. If you want to respond with deadly force, especially if they catch you from behind or if they using a weapon and catch you by surprise, fuck that. Respond with deadly force. Do as much bodily harm and damage as possible. Do not stop. Don't let up. Don't do nothing. My bad, TR.
I actually saw a video recently where this black girl or this black woman, she was driving around, like it was dark, and she rolled down her window and she gave this compliment to, it was this Asian chick on the street. She was basically complimenting her clothes. She's saying, "Oh, nice shoe." You know how like women give compliments, whether it could be hair, clothes, shoes, or whatever. And this Asian chick just came back and said something nasty to her. She said something to her, and I think the chick was drunk, so she had a cup in her hand. So the chick took the cup and threw it at this black woman's car. The black woman parked right there in the middle of the street. Now they're not on the sidewalk; they're in the middle of the street. She parked in the middle of the street and she said, "Oh no, this bitch didn't." She got out of her car. She took the same cup and threw it back at the chick. And then she ran up on the Asian chick, grabbed her by her hair and dragged her on the ground and got back in her car and drove off.
Well, you know, that's hey. Go ahead, brother. My bad.
No, it's just like, you know, if somebody attacks you.
He's still kind of low, Voltron.
Yeah, the audio bad, brother.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
It's really low. Like we can hear you, but we can't really hear you.
Yeah, I just came out and went back in. How about
now? It's still low.
Yeah, it's still kind of low, Voltron.
Okay.
Yeah, but ladies, fellas, y'all over in the chat listening to us, it don't really matter what somebody tell you, you know what I'm saying, or how shocked people are because they expecting your sleeping inner beast to be dead. Your inner beast is just asleep. When you decide to let that motherfucker loose and it shock people when somebody put their hands on you, fuck that. Don't never let nobody tell y'all taking it too far. Like they tried to say my man took it too far. Like, nah, fuck that. He told that boy twice.
Yeah.
Not to touch him. And then when he the second time he pushed him, he's like, "Don't fucking put your hands on me again." Tonio didn't say, "Hey, you hit me again, I'ma do this." He just said, "Don't fucking touch me again." And dude done it anyway and got his ass pieced up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them find out the consequences of their actions, you know what I'm saying, by their own choice.
But we shouldn't be surprised though, because white supremacy is always gonna be hard-headed and stubborn and shit. They always gonna be hard-headed because remember when Deion Sanders was doing an interview and that funny looking white boy kept on calling him Deion.
When he got up and walked out on that motherfucker, I remember that shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't blame Deion for that one.
Yeah, he was like, don't He said, "Don't call me Dion because I don't know you and you don't know me." He says, "You probably
And
only
that was
know
his
me of my
elder.
career." Yeah, he's exactly, that was his elder. So he said, "Address me as Coach or Mr. Sanders. Like, don't call me Dion because like we don't have a relationship where you can call me something on a first name basis." Because he said, "After today, I probably won't see you ever again." So yeah, it was a respect thing, and the guy just, instead of being respectful, he kept being disrespectful.
Yeah, because
And I bet you he would not have tried that with a white coach.
Dion said that shit too. He was like, "Speak to me the same way you would talk to Nick Saban. If it was Nick Saban in this interview, you call him Coach Saban. You wouldn't be calling him Nick. So don't call me Dion. It's Coach Sanders." You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, the dude he just decided to disrespect him instead.
Yeah.
So Dion got
And
up
he was being like real anal about it. And like that's the one thing that gets me about PC in particular is that anal arrogance. It's like it's like two levels of arrogance. Is that arrogance, and then it's the anal part. That level right there is when they be asking to like get two to the chest. For real. I'm talking about peel that wig back and have him looking like a Pez dispenser after the fact. Because
Damn.
that's when you like when you're really trying to get under somebody's skin. I remember when I was at work and it was some young young white guys. They had came in, and they was inside of the arena for a hockey game, and this was right when they were getting ready to leave. How about one of those guys actually was standing there with his cup in his hand on the step when people are trying to leave? And I'm like, why are you standing there knowing people are leaving? One thing I did not do was tell him to move. Why? Because I know the fans in that section and how aggressive they can be. So I let him stand there, and I said, "Look, okay, you can stand there." And guess what ended up happening? Every person that walked past him just bumped him, just kind of bumped him. And I'm talking about bumped hard. He couldn't really do nothing because this guy was half past drunk. He probably didn't know where the hell he was. I'm surprised he was able to still stand. But that's that anal arrogance that I'm talking about. He knew exactly what he was doing, but he decided to continue to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
It's been a long time since you've been up here.
I gotta confess to you, nephew. I know I haven't been over here on YouTube because you know where I've been. I've been right over there on old TikTok, roasting and getting people together, roasting these heifers that think they gonna come in a black space and tell black people how we gonna conduct and how we gonna feel. And I make sure they get their ass right back over across the line. You heard me? We ain't playing.
Yes,
But I
ma'am.
came in. Hello, honorary nephews. I know y'all never seen me before, but Taurean, I've been rolling with him since 2017. And he knows that I support his channel. I support him being able to express himself and talk about the issues and the views that affect us every day. But this is a PSA to all these people that's very infatuated with using the N-word, and you're worrying about coming out here saying all these things to us and thinking, it's cool or you're entitled because that orange jackass gave y'all a green light. I'm here to let you know we done with filming you. We done with videotaping you. We're going to give you some 1968. I am 60 years old, okay? And I went to a high school out in Westchester, Illinois, because I'm from Chicago, where out of 850 students, only
Salute,
50 of
Chirac.
us was black. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Only 50 of us was black, and we were spread out across the 4 grades. Okay, but know this. This is between 1975 and 1979. And they had just had almost a race fight out there at the school the year before I started there. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When we got out there, we didn't take any shit. And it was established. If you came with that dumb shit, we was going to get with you. I'm from the west side of Chicago. We not playing with you.
Praise to you, sister. Praise to you.
That's right. South Austin is my neighborhood, and North Lawndale, where Martin Luther King used to stay over on 15th and Hamlin when he was doing what he was doing.
People don't talk about that time. People don't talk about when he visited Chicago.
Right.
All the shit they gave him.
And the very place that he stayed in, and the 2 flat he stayed in, they tore it down. It became abandoned. They tore it down. But see, that shows you the value that they put in something that is supposed to elevate us. Give us solace, give us peace, give us the elevation. You understand?
Hey,
but one
thing,
yes, sir.
Sorry to cut you off, but shouts
No.
out to the Shy from Milwaukee.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Because I tell you this, these people have to understand something. We tired, and we ain't gonna keep playing with you. We ain't turning no cheek. We not reading no books to be docile. That is over. I mentioned in the comments about the Applebee's. I was the one got that kicked off because I've been riding that. I've been riding that all week. I've become addicted to that.
I
You
said that
understand?
man. I said in that moment, that man literally saved Black History Month this year because there's been a lot of stuff that's come out this month. It was like, and then that come up was like, sigh of relief, finally.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
all of this trying to take this, they go low, we go. Damn, all of that.
That's right.
They didn't have their chance. My mother was born in 1927. My daddy was born in 1912. My daddy was a World War veteran. I was married 30 years to a musician who was a Vietnam vet. You understand? We have given to this country, and it's time for us to get our just due. How
That's
somebody from
right.
somewhere else that don't put a dime into this country, whose blood is not in the soil of this country, how they get to hop on a plane and come over here
Preach.
because they
Amen.
having an issue.
Amen.
And here it is, and I'm in Chicago where babies getting shot, old people getting shot. Police can't get the right goddamn address. Kicking in a woman's door while she's naked and have her stand there for 45 minutes. And you at the wrong damn place.
The same police.
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
The same police department that killed our brother Fred Hampton. Let's not forget that.
Oh, my brothers, my older siblings are in there 78, 76, 75, and my brother next to me is 66. My older siblings were out there in the streets when that happened. I see a lot of stuff they read about in a book. I remember all this stuff happening, man. I remember when King got assassinated, my mother standing on the back porch in 1853 South Springfield, tears rolling down her face, sky filled with smoke. The National Guard is on Pulaski Road because it's burning, because people was tired. And we're tired, and we're not going to do this no more. Now, as far as all these other people that want to be allies and this and that, if you really real, you don't have to call yourself an ally. You do the damn work. Get your people together. I don't need you over here talking to us. People have the issue. It's just like when we have a black say, well, why can't we just be out? Why did you have whites only signs? Explain that. This is our space to discuss what goes on with us. Always remember this, young people. Always remember this. Nobody can fix us but us. Nobody can come in and help us with this. We have to fix ourselves. This is why we have not had any success. This is why, because you always have someone that is not, and I'm not saying that people outside of your culture can't have the same goal or the same attainment. I'm not saying that. But do we go over in their spaces helping them fix stuff?
Hell yeah.
When I say that, meaning that we're not necessarily willing participants. Sometimes we help them fix stuff just by happenstance. Now, we do have some that want to have total inclusion, but you can't have total inclusion when you have been a people that have been diluted, that have been made ignorant,
once
that
again,
have been made
amen.
self-hating.
Amen.
You understand? So you have to have time to come amongst your own to talk about the different feelings that you may feel, they may feel, and we compare the two. So we can what? Try to fix ourselves and try to heal. Others coming in, because see, when others come in, like Irish woman I worked with, she said, you know how I can best help white people? 6'1" redhead Irish woman who's 5 generations in the community that I live in Rogers Park on the north side of Chicago. She said, if white folks truly wanted to help black people, she said, and I'm gonna quote her because I know this is being taped. She said they would sit down, they would listen, and they would shut the fuck up and quit trying
I got 3 words.
to direct. Tell me, brother.
I got 3 words. Once again, amen. Amen.
I don't remember this sister's name, but I have seen her on the channel before. I remember her face. and her voice. I didn't get a name, but her face and her voice, you know what I'm saying? That sticks.
Who, me?
Yes, I've seen you before.
I've been on one time before with Taurean because I don't try to crowd the stream because there's so many wonderful people that want to come on and express. But a lot of times you see me down in the comments, and I'm pretty humorous. Nephew will tell you I don't have no problem with roasting.
Right.
I roast you, and I don't even eat ribs, baby. But I show them roast you.
I'm not even gonna lie.
You know,
We need a lady.
And
like
I want to
with
make the connection with, and I want to make the connection with the young people because my oldest child, who is 38, he's autistic. So a lot of things that we are discussing. Matter of fact, he's visiting this weekend. He in there eating right now. And then I have another child that crept up at 40, and she's 20, and she's in her third year of college. She wants to be a pediatric psychiatrist and help children that deal with depression. Suicide,
okay, that's good.
Cutting,
that's good. That's good.
And things like that.
And we need that in the black community right now.
And she wants to help
because mental
people,
health is not talked about with us.
Definitely.
Mental health gets ignored.
And that's why I give all I can to her. That's why I work within, educational construct, and I work with young people, and I just try to be encouraging to them and tell them, always remember, you got a choice. No matter what they try to feed you out here in social media, the world, so-called community, people that really are not for you but are in your community, always remember you got a choice. Can't nobody stop you but you. Always remember, if you're the little fly that's in the jar, the lid ain't on the damn jar. All you got to do is fly out. But you got to realize the lid is not there. But when you constantly told you are nothing, you're not going to have nothing, you're not going to be anything, that tears a person down below the ground. And now all of the ancestors are reawakening. All of the ancestors we are in the age. Do you understand the age that we're in? We're in the age of Aquarius. That's the age of enlightenment. That means all falsehood is falling. Man, we get ready to knock the goddamn brains out of falsehood. You heard me? We ain't playing with this.
Babylon is falling.
Been falling.
CRT is a big part of that too. What she just said is CRT is blowing the brains off of that shit.
And the funny part about it, CRT is, of course, taught at a collegiate level that deals with law. Exactly. That's what it's about. But the people that stand up at these schools, well, I just don't want my child feeling bad about himself. Well, then stop calling me a nigger behind your door to your child. Now, you want to improve? Do that. Because where are your children learning this? And they
stop
so
feeding poison
now.
To my community.
Oh, yes. Because there wouldn't be any poison. Wasn't from outside entities. Like I said, I can remember as a little girl the Vietnam War. I can remember all the brothers coming back, strung out on heroin. You know what I'm saying? Because cocaine, that was the rich people drug. You know what I'm saying? Only the people with means or a white collar worker or say a construction worker, blue collar worker that made, decent money could afford that drug. But heroin really wrecked our community. That's why I see it come full circle. Now we have what? The opioid crisis. Ooh. Out there in Oregon, they catch somebody out there with it. Oh, you don't even go to jail now, huh? But I thought it was criminal. But now we're going to have compassion. You have no compassion for none of them black people in the 80s when you were splitting up their families, when the crack epidemic dropped down, when the CIA dropped that in the community via Reagan, and may he roast in hell, and may his wife be sitting next to him. Don't give a damn.
And Oliver North punk ass too. He need to go.
Oh yeah, the Contras and the Sandinistas. See, I've been around a while. See, I remember all this stuff was happening in real time.
And I hope Old Man Daly burn in hell too.
May he roast. May he roast. Because trust me, I'll never forget when he sent his goons down there to Grant Park during the National Democratic Convention.
Nobody gonna forget
and the hippies was down there. Man, and we seeing this on live TV. I'm a little kid. I'm like, dang, you see blood just everywhere. Big, tall white cops with big billy clubs just splitting wigs.
His son is even a bigger cornball. So
please, this a man.
Hey, forget all that. I'm glad this sister
he had to take the bar 3 times.
I'm glad the sister seen all that in real time because she can confirm how they put out the lie. She can confirm how they put out the lie about how Gary Well committed suicide. How you gonna commit suicide with 3 holes in your head like a bowling ball? That was an assassination.
You talking about the guy that exposed everything?
Yes, him.
Let me tell you, Chicago is one of the most gangster politician type cities that there is. I mean, I've watched it. I've worked for the court system for 13 years, Circuit Court of Cook County. Okay. And they used to ask me all the time, LaShawn, because that's my actual name, aren't you scared to go downtown and work around? I say, I work around criminals every day. They say, oh, what you mean? Murderers, rapists, and thieves? I say, no. Lawyers, policemen, and judges.
Politicians.
Business.
Podiatricians, as I call them.
Yeah, podiatricians,
as I call them.
Yep, you know, let's not forget the businessmen. They criminals too.
Oh hell yeah, the motherfuckers. Can't forget them.
Yes. Let me tell you something. A businessman is someone who just pays his taxes, but he's really no different than anybody else, and he's going to do whatever it takes to further what his bottom line to raise his profits. Period. At anybody's expense. I mean, look at this hurricane they had down there. I think it was in Missouri when it came through where they were working at a candle factory or something like that. Now, here it is. You know some bad weather getting ready to happen. These people have told you this, but they tell you to stay at work. Don't nobody tell me anything. Okay, my life is in jeopardy, or I feel that it's going to be threatened. I'm out. I heard fire alarm when I worked in the courthouse. It was 3 floors up. Now I can hear this. I had been out of high school at that time, 14 years. I'm like, don't y'all hear that? Yeah, well, what you think that? I say that I've been out of high school, but that's a fire alarm. What, Sean, what you doing? I said, I'm getting my shit. I'll see y'all downstairs. I say, ain't nobody gonna tell my husband and son, oh, LaShawn, she was such a nice person. You ain't gonna attach was to my name at all. And I ran down 10 flights of stairs in a mini blue jean skirt and some stiletto heels, and I had about 3-4 people following me. And do you know? Yeah, and it was a false alarm. But get this: the other people in my office, they sat there talking about, oh, I was gonna wait for them to tell. I'm not waiting on Jesus, Buddha, Allah. When I see some danger, black people, melanated people know to get on.
Exactly.
Because we survivors. We survivors. That's what we do. We survive. You know? Like we ain't been taught nothing else. That's what slavery taught us how to do. Survive. We learned how to survive. We didn't learn how to live.
Right. And see, and now that the veil is dropped, and the people that have been living in the bubble that think everything is okay, everything's all right. Now they are seeing the true face, like Farrakhan said. Keep asking the white man for your reparations. He gonna smile. He gonna pat you on the head. He say, keep asking him for your reparations. He say, eventually, he gonna take off that mask. He gonna show you his little beady eyes. And he gonna show you his fangs. And I quote Farrakhan, and he gonna say to you, nigga, I ain't giving you nothing.
Don't ask. Let me say this, though. Don't ask the man, because we need that shit.
Your power, always remember, power is never given. It's always taken.
Taken. That's right.
Haven't we been paying it? That's why I love history so much, because history always give you some idea of how you wind up where you exactly are at.
Because to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been.
Exactly, and you got to know that you have some set of roots. And guess what? When you recognize that, all of us have our roots. And what are we doing now? We're connecting, and they can't stand it because this is organic. This don't take $1 billion to do. We are all sitting right here in this space right now, in the universe, conversing, having our enlightenment. This is the age of Aquarius. We are in the age of enlightenment, right? And it's just like I've been on, you know why I've been on TikTok? Because lately they've been having a lot of brothers, talking about their preference, which is cool. You could date a Martian with 3 eyes and 4 lips, baby. I don't care. But if you got to shit on me to make a validation for you doing that, we got a problem, Houston. We got a damn problem because I don't have anything to do with that. I'm just saying. Do you?
Listen, I have no respect for no motherfuckers like Michael Jordan or Charles Barkley's fat asses. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. If you now, let me tell you something. Like I said, I was married to a musician for 30 years, a rock guitarist, one of the baddest MFs to ever pick up that wood with that neck and 6 strings. Okay. So I was always in an environment where you had people that were dating all different kinds of people. You understand? And it wasn't ever an issue because they were artists. Per se. You know what I mean? Now don't get me wrong. You had your people with they F shit, you know. But you know, I was able to see the inner workings and see that hey, they would go through the same BS with an Asian chick or a white chick that they would go through BS with a black chick. Because guess what? We're women. But for you to say, oh well, you know, black women too loud, we this, we that, we that. I'm like, who did you come out of? I want to know whose womb did you pass through? Because I guarantee you she got melanin like me. So where does all this vitriol come for us? And then you want to do it openly and publicly for outsiders to see. And then they think it's what? The green light to come on over and try to dump too. No, we not doing it. That's why I haven't been on YouTube a lot, because I've been over there jacking them up. I say, you're not going to come over here with this. And guess what? If it's a problem, why are you over here? Because we didn't invite you. I let them know. Yeah, I'm right here in Chicago, baby. I don't have from nobody. Dox me. But you better know one thing. You put my address out there, you better be a very prepared individual. You come visit Sean. That's all I can say to you. Because I don't walk in no fear, baby. I got 6 decades in. Hope I got 3 more. You understand? But who knows? But I know for the time that I am here, I want to make sure that I make a connection with my people. I want to make sure that we have dialogue that enriches us, you know, that makes us think and enriches our soul and makes us laugh.
And we appreciate you for
that. Before you go, Ms. LaShawn, let me
yes.
just say thank you on behalf of this panel for coming up here and planting diamonds in this space.
Well,
and what I wanted to say earlier is we need a group of women that are like-minded, that are about Black empowerment for Black people collectively, speaking on behalf of Black people collectively, to counterbalance these Black feminists and these other collaborators set to promote the divide and conquer among our people, so it will ultimately lead to our annihilation, which is why even though these Twitter spaces between foundational Black Americans and the African diaspora, even though it's a headache sometimes, I come to see it as a breath of fresh air, because we hear it through the grapevine how some people in the diaspora hate our guts, but when you hear it from the horse's mouth, it's like, oh, okay, this is what Tariq is saying when he was talking about, acknowledging our lineage. This is what Jason Black meant when he said thinning the herd. This is what Professor Black Truth was saying when he's talking about weeding out those who are B1 for sure, and those who are just here for infotainment.
I'm gonna tell you something. I live in a community on the north side called Rogers Park. Matter of fact, I live right on the borderline of Evanston and Chicago, because Northwestern University is in Evanston. Okay, now in my community in Rogers Park, over 69 languages are spoken in this community. And Rogers Park only borders on Devine, 6400 North on the south, to Howard Street, 7600 North on the west, from the lakefront, which is Sheridan Road, the Lake Michigan, on the east, all the way before it becomes West Rogers Park to Western, which is 2400 West. Now, that's not really a big area, but it's funny that you had mentioned Africans. Now, I live in a community where you have Nigerians, Ghanaians, Somalians, Ethiopians, what's the other one? Many. And I will say this, from my experiences of living in this community off and on since 1982, I have met some that have really been some genuine and kind people that have genuinely tried to help me personally. And then I have met some that are some straight jackasses, and when I say met, meaning that not so much that we were introduced to one another, but I was in a situation. I had a secondary job at a big grocery chain that's down the street from my house, and it was this one that would come in, big guy, face is always like this. He would get in my line, right? Now you see the personality I have, so I'm quite sure if I'm working customer service, I am that customer service. Welcome, good afternoon, welcome to Joe. I'm pointing. I'm like, oh, now we're gonna act like we can't talk. He really wanted to act important. Yeah, his ass was so important until he pulled that damn Illinois link card out his pocket. EBT. I looked at him like, oh. Now, and I put in all my information on the register, right? Now, he's supposed to do what he's supposed to do in the pen pad, right? Aren't you supposed to do something? I stopped. I looked at him. I said, I've already completed my process. I said, you have to complete yours. And I gave him a look like, ninja. That's why I wear 2 shirts here. Anytime you want to get busy, I can always take the work shirt off, and I always got a t-shirt on underneath if you want to get busy with me. Because I'll knock you out, dude. Yeah, big ugly dude. Yeah, I don't, man, all that stuff around that register, I would have split his wig. And his head was bald, too. Man, I would have split that cue ball. And yeah, what you said about Charles Barkley, he's a punk. Yeah, they had on a dress. Yeah, Jason Welllock. Yeah, I hope as he is sitting in his lonely apartment, I hope he is getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter. And I hope he turns into a damn helium balloon and his ass float away like the Goodyear blanket.
Hey, like I said, he got a membership at the nearest Golden Corral.
Golden Corral, please. He got it. Okay, Phoenix. Thank you for watching this. That my son let me know he watched this. No, he got a VIP membership at Costco. I know he got a cot back there. I know he do. That was Sam's Club something. Child, that's a face only a mother love in the dark behind a locked damn door. He can't do nothing with me. He can't even be my friend.
Damn.
I never be that desperate. I just have a dream of put somebody's face on them. You know what I mean? No, we not doing that. I know it's some brothers. I see why the other women is around him. I know the sister could get nothing to eat around him. Okay, that's why ain't no sister around him. He can't get nothing to eat.
But listen though, I'm gonna piggyback off of what Mr. Washington said. I'm gonna piggyback off of what Mr. Washington said. Even though previously this was a black man's panel, it is always nice to have a recurring woman's perspective. So I appreciate you for coming on here as well.
Well, thank you. I'm not going to hold you gentlemen any longer. I just had to pop in and say hey to nephew because I had seen
anytime.
And I want him to think I was like old blues song, like I crept out the back door on him. No, baby, I ain't gonna never leave you. I ain't gonna never leave you. So just because you don't see me around, don't mean Sean from the Shot ain't around. And I always support you.
Anytime.
Taurean knows that I support him. He is my honorary nephew. Matter of fact, my sister just recently moved here from Newport News.
That's where my dad is from.
Salute bad news.
My sister moved. She lived there from 1972 until this year. She moved there when she was 25, and now she's come back home. Both of her sons, ironically, moved back to Chicago, and their families are here. And she's 75 years old now, and she's here with both of her sons. So it's a great feeling. All of my family is together. So I want y'all to know one thing. Can't nobody stop you but you. When they say you can't, you damn well better know that you can. And any of these punks out here that want to get on some 1958, you give them some 2022 like old boy at Applebee's.
In the words of LL, Mama said knock you out.
It's been an honor listening to you, sister. I mean, thank
I
you.
appreciate you, nephew, for
Anytime,
letting me come in.
anytime,
Thank you, brothers, for allowing me to speak and listen to me this evening, as well as the other people in the chat.
anytime now.
No
So,
problem.
so Sean,
No
I gotta get,
problem.
I gotta get on my Remy Martin VSOP and do a little sipping this Friday night. You know what it is. Nephew know how I get down.
Yeah,
He know,
yeah.
he know I'm that auntie that come to the barbecue. Y'all got to call the police. He know that. But I love you, Taurean.
Okay,
I
I love you
love you
too.
all. Y'all have a good
Anytime,
one now.
sister.
So,
Anytime.
All right now.
All right, have a
Peace
good one.
now.
Anytime.
Bye bye. All right.
That's the honorary auntie of the channel. Y'all got introduced to her. You know, she, like I said, she's been up here before, but it was like a couple years ago when I was doing my end of the year special. She didn't speak as long as she did today. But yeah, she definitely is a huge presence on this channel, has been around practically since the beginning of this channel. Not necessarily, well, she was around for the original channel, but then she was still here. So she's been here practically since the beginning. She's like one of the original subscribers of the channel. Like I'm talking about before I even reached 1,000 subscribers. So she's been here for a long minute. So she definitely has a lot of respect on this channel. But I'm gonna allow. I see. Hold on. Let me see something right quick. All right. My bad. I know it's some people that's down, like right here, is trying to get on, but I'm actually about to end the stream because I actually didn't expect the stream to go this long. But you know, of course, we're gonna be right back at we're gonna be right back at it again at the end of March for the when we do the Freestyle Friday again. But I definitely wanted to have Auntie to come up here and give her take what she wanted to talk about. I'm glad that I did, but I'm glad that everybody came through for this stream. This was definitely another successful one. I love doing these type of streams because like we get just to talk about just about anything. We don't even have to take everything so seriously. We get a lot of we get some serious topics and we get some laughs in, and just like it's like I said, it's like a kickback. And I like that I get to do this every single month. Like I said, I know that Spidey and Gnome love these particular days in particular. Like y'all love like this particular Friday. Like y'all pretty much let it be known. And it's like Spidey be asking like, when is the next one? I'm like, when it is at the end of the month.
I hope I'm not blockading or disrupting the panel every time I come up on here.
Nah, you're not. Because I know it's when y'all come up, y'all don't come up immediately. Like y'all come in like minutes after.
Yeah, I like to give people time to shine too. It's not all about me. And my apologies to Black Voltron, man. I wanted you to have your time to shine, but you couldn't come up, man.
He said his computer had crashed or something like that. But he
said he was on his iPad, but he had issues. But his computer had crashed.
He said he should be good for the next one for sure, which of course will be at the end of March. But I'm glad everybody who came through did come through.
Well, HBD in advance, Spidey.
Oh, your birthday?
No, in March. Aries season.
My dad is an Aries, so your birthday's at the end of March.
Hey, let me say this before you get off though. Aries and Taurus should have a coalition since we're so close to each other.
My brother's one. And I need to up my communication with him. It's like, with things going on the way they are now, it's very important for like-minded Black people, like-minded foundational Black Americans to like tighten our lines and just keep this process going.
Dude, get in touch with your brother, man, because look, it's like you say, the way time's going, man, death is running rampant. It's been running rampant for the last 2-3 years, but like it's not showing no signs of slowing down. Like, and I say get with your brother because, man, like I just went and visited mine in the hospital last week. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, he was to the point where he wasn't breathing on his own. He had to be on a ventilator. He couldn't walk. He couldn't talk. He was almost out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I never expected it to be him because I had an issue with my oldest brother. And you know what I'm saying? And he tried to mediate me and my oldest brother, and he was like, y'all don't want to be holding grudges. Either one of y'all could get sick or have something happen to y'all at any time, da 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 da. So you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really taking heed to his word, but I never expected for him to be the one end up in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So like I've been making it my business, you know what I'm saying, to go see about him, go check on him. And my brother that's got his CDLs on the road, he getting back from Georgia tonight. I'm about to go to his house and see how he doing, see his wife, see my nephew, you know what I'm saying? Like just get, if your family's not close, man, the ones that's willing to work on it with you, find a way to do it, because you can take that long nap at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime.
Right.
But yeah, thanks for letting me back on this panel, Torian. You know how I do it, man. Every month. I appreciate you. And as usual, fuck DL. And I'm gonna add another one. Fuck Michael J. Steroid, punk asses.
That's disappointing to me, man. Him with that shit. That shit just disappointed me. I don't know I ain't got no words for Mike right now, man. But that shit, it disappointed me. Cause I'm a big fan of his, but I don't know about now. I'm disappointed. Highly.
All right, y'all. I'm glad that y'all came up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who contributed to the super chat. I definitely appreciate that as well. Shout out to all the new subscribers, because like I told y'all in the beginning, like this has been a phenomenal week for my channel. Like I literally jumped from 43,000 to 45,000 plus in a week.
Congratulations,
so like,
TR. Congratulations.
like that video that I did, like I said in the beginning, about William Roddy Bryan hating black men. That video did some serious numbers. I don't know, like I said, it just latched itself onto that algorithm and it just took off. And like it caused that the video views on that is like through the roof. It caused my subscribers to go up. So now it's like my channel is like really being pushed out there. It's being on the recommended pages. So I'm very, very grateful for that, and I'm going to continue to give out as much good content as I will continuously do. Of course, there will be a 9 p.m. Premiere video this evening, like within the next hour. It is going to be talking about the dangers of minors on social media, based on an event that could have went left with this girl who's on TikTok. But y'all will see that at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'm gonna talk to you all later.